cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, death is an illusion, homie, so I ain't never worried. Just ever ready, the flow's colder than February, anybody can get it, I'm hotter than the Serengeti. Yeah, back in the day, quick to shoot the heady, catch you a fade and do you dirty in my little pennies, ready. Snatch for love, hit a nigga with a crossover. Plenty receipts, my homies loony, not at all sober. LeBron James of the motherfucking rap game, crack cocaine, come and whip you up a batch, man. I'm with the shits, knowledge is dollars, niggas, I'm rich. You won't find a product bigger than this. Downloaded it to my conscious, been bodying ever since. Right now it's starting to make sense. I blessed since the adolescent, been practicing, manifesting and stretching out to the heavens and leveraging energy vectors in several directions. I've been in the trenches with multi-dimensional vision. I ain't superstitious, but just for the record, I don't care if you respect it, nigga, fully invested. I don't care if you a legend, my appearance a blessing, appearance a blessing. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. Ain't no telling will I live or I die. Wish upon a star has a gaze upon the sky. Looking at the world and I see clear. So it makes sense, I don't want to be here.
Can beat up gorillas. Was there a point in time when we weren't guys because we couldn't do it?
Yeah, so, yeah. God, no. God don't got nothing to do with beating up. Dominion has nothing to do with injuring.
Okay, I got to remember. Yeah, you are watching.
You see what I'm saying? It ain't got nothing to do with kicking ass.
My bad. You're not an Abraham.
Dominion mean like, can I make it do what I want it to do?
Right. Control.
By whatever means.
Right.
Hold up real quick.
And or protect it and preserve it.
Or protect or preserve.
Gentlemen. To domestication. That can relate to domestication. In other words, A1.
Yeah, real quick. We got one of the legendary pseudo killers to the panel, helping lead the charge in a scientific conversation, platform to platform, leaving heads cracked everywhere she goes. Let's give her the stage and let her bring some education to the panel. I know her time is very valuable, so we don't want to waste it. Go ahead, Juju. You got the floor.
Yeah,
Juju.
It was I had to jump on because we love this conversation about human exceptionalism. And there's a flaw when we think that humans are exceptional over all animals. So I'm going to put it in a different perspective. I'm not going to put it on domination because I think you can dominate anything if you have a gun. You feel me? Or some type of shock tool.
Hell yeah. You can dominate.
I'm going to finish. The thing I would ask is that would that same domination exist if you were in your raw form as the animal? No, it wouldn't. Another thing is like a lot of species we see, like alligators and crocodiles, have been here millions of years. Mind you, we're on the last species of Homo sapien, right? So if you want to measure exceptionalism, I think it needs to be measured on what counts the most, and that's existence, you know? So yeah, there's no human exceptionalism. I think our brain capacity, well, we have the ability to speak, but also birds, scientists say that birds also have the ability to speak in their own language, even if it's like, like they're speaking, they're communicating, and scientists know this and they study this. So, you know, even whales and dolphins, they communicate. I think whales communicate with sonar sound. Humans can't do that. Whales can go to the depths of the ocean that we would get crushed under the pressure. You feel me? So again, it depends. If you're talking about we're exceptional because, you know, we created a gun and we dominated the planet, and we're sickening the planet and making animals go extinct. Yeah, we're exceptional at extermination. That's for fact. But for the things that count, to fight against nature, to still exist, we're so smart, but yet still we're so dumb. We still can't figure out a way to invent some type of clean energy. I think one of my favorite theoretical concepts is a Dyson sphere. And if you go further, Dyson swarm, you could look this up. These are theoretical concepts. Like you'll see this in sci-fi, but these are actual theoretical concepts. My hope is that someday, one day it'll come true, right? Maybe our children can figure out a way to harvest the energy of the sun. We don't have to deal with nuclear reactors melting down and leaking in our ocean like the one in Japan. So it's just like, are we exceptional? Are we really exceptional? It should be the question. And when you put it all together, that's a simple no. I think every animal, every species, everything that's in existence has their own exceptionalism. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
Oh, you do. With that point being said just now, do you think that we're scared because of what happens to people who come up with new creative thought? Because let's look at that brother who took a machine. He created a machine to take air and turn it into water. You remember that?
Yeah,
that
I'm not scared of any type of renewable resource.
No, not you. I'm talking about us as a whole, because he disappeared. And then he popped back up on the scene.
He's in Africa. I don't think he disappeared. The thing is that the U.S., the United States government is wicked as any Western. The world is dominated by Western global
philosophy.
Power. No, it's Western global power. It's not just philosophy. They dominate the world right now. They dominate the economy, right? They have a monopoly on all scientific endeavors, inventions, whatnot. It usually comes through a Western school. Even if those people are from Africa or China or India, they're going to go to Europe or America to really get their ideas off. One, because religion is so stifling and taxing with people who think outside of religious scope. That's the number one problem, and a cultural scope. Okay, so it's not anything else but mostly that. And I think Africa is dealing with this in some parts, particularly in Senegal and Gambia, only because I'm personally connected to those things. You feel me? But I would say if it's not making money, then that has a problem. And you can have these renewable resources that the government can't tax, and that's when they're, not happy about it. I'm not going to get into the conspiracy things, but either they want to try to control and dominate it so they can tax it and make money, or it's just not going to pop. You feel me? I don't know if they're stealing people and killing them. There is no proof for that. I don't know. You feel me? So I don't speak on things I don't have no proof on. But I'm just saying, we already know this. You feel me? We know this since the time of slavery, when slaves were, helping make inventions or assisting their masters in these inventions and making their own inventions. You feel me? They never got to.
Would they be slaves or indentured servants?
These were slaves, dear. OTK, we're not gonna have this discussion, okay?
Hold up.
We're not going there today.
This is an American Indian type of topic.
I'm in my head hurt. I can't do it no more. If you want to believe, you believe what you want to believe. But I'm an African Gullah Geechee, okay?
Florida. I feel
you. We got African material culture. We got African foodways. We got African weaving. We got an African.
Hey, you kin to Queen Quet now?
No, I'm not kin to Queen Quet. So I'm what you would call, and some Geechees like this, some Geechees don't, or Gullahs, but I'm what you call, what would they call it, a freshwater Geechee? Because mind you, Gullah Geechee were living on the Sea-Bearing Islands. You feel me? Those Sea-Bearing Islands are,
freshwater Geechee.
Was right on the Atlantic, and it's very reminiscent of where we were taken from, because you go right across the slave passage, you end up in Senegal and Gambia, and they're right on the Atlantic, right? They deal with a lot of waterways. They eat a lot of fish and seafood. I mean, there's some islands. We go to Boba Island, and it's built off of like clams. You feel me? because that's what it is. So it's the same foodways, the same basket weaving. I go into a museum and they got a juju. A juju is an actual thing in Gambia cultural practices, right? You take a juju out the war or whatever, and you don't get killed. You feel me? That's a good juju. So I'm just saying, but those things exist in African culture, hence why we call it juju, hoodoo, or whatever when we get over there. It's a derivative of the same idea. You get what I'm saying? So
what is Gullah?
That's where the connection comes from. So me being a freshwater Geechee, that means I was taken off that sea-bearing island and I was moved to the main city or away from the culture. You feel me? So no, I don't have the Geechee dialect. My granny did a little bit, you know, but that would be the generation before her.
Why they call your people Geechee?
Because it's Gullah Geechee. They're the same people.
Okay, what is Gullah?
Hold on. Oh, go ahead. I was going to say OTK had a question before you, but go ahead.
Geechee would be derived from like the Geechee tribes. You feel me? It's Gullah Geechee.
You said Geechee was derived from what?
The Geechee tribes. West African tribes. Like Gullah is a put off of Angola or Gola.
Huh?
What?
Okay, first of all, hold on. I'm gonna let OTK cook. But the people are called Geechee because they live by the Ogeechee River, and
Absolutely
they
not.
are called. Hold on. Why they are called? Hold on. And the whole coast. I'm talking about from Maryland all the way to the tip of Florida is called Gullah or Guale. That's the whole coast. That's what the whole coast. So anybody from that coast, so you're going to have Guale Etawa, you're going to have Guale Tamukwa, you'll have Guale Kusa.
No.
You dig what I'm talking about?
No.
Because they're on that coast where you're talking about, where the islands are, right? They're called those are called the outer bounds. And that's where the name Gullah comes from. Gullah comes from the name. Gullah comes from the name of the coast where the people are found, who are the Indians of the Ogeechee River system.
I'm gonna wait till you finish.
Okay, go ahead.
So Guale, it's not an African derived word. It's a Spanish word for the Guale Indians. It's not even the indigenous names of the Guale Indians. Okay. Gullah is African derived and pigeonized into English. So they're not the same. They're not even etymologically the same. Etymologically the same. They don't share the same etymologically. Thank you. They don't share the same etymology at all. So they're not the same. Guale are Indians, Gullah Geechee are Africans. Period. I don't know why y'all confuse that. In the Ogeechee River, maybe we were named after the Ogeechee River. There's no conclusive evidence on that. We have a better conclusiveness that it was probably those African tongues. Hence, we have 4,000 loan words from those African cultures.
We got more than that. Loan words from Spanish.
Hold on. Let her finish, and then we're going to pass it to OTK after she
finishes. Spanish, though. I didn't grow up in a Spanish material culture. I grew up in a Africanism, Black American, African American culture.
Africanized Indian culture?
No, it's not Africanized Indian, because the truth of that, living in Florida, I know a lot about the Seminoles. And even when the Seminoles and those Black Seminoles, which are separate people, were together, they still live separately. Yes, Seminoles still live in their compounds, and they had their, what they call them, their chickies, which is their communal area. And then the Black people have their own separate place. We have a place called Fort Mose in Florida, right down the street from me. And we also have a place called Angola, Florida. That's near Bradenton, Tampa area right now. Those are African Maroons. So that has nothing to do with Spanish, Spanishized Negroes or none of that. These people were still African. Even if they spoke French or Spanish, they were still African. That's why you see African customs and traditions in Brazil, in Panama, and in Colombia.
We don't see none of that in America.
I'm gonna finish. It's all connected, because you have the underground railroad that not only went north, but it went south to Mexico. Come on, I just put an article out there on that. Dang, I just hit my ankle. That hurt. So you had Africans in Mexico, and don't forget Gaspar Yanga, who was a slave taken to Mexico. See, the first slave colonies happened in Hispaniola and Mexico and all of them. That's where the slave colonies, because the Indians died off. I don't know how y'all call yourself Indians when y'all literally was exterminated to about 90%, 88% of the population. So I don't know how you survived. You feel me? I'm just saying, that's the fact. Look that up. And extermination wasn't by weapon, it was by old world diseases, right?
Yeah.
So the African and European, because mind you, the Europeans were in Africa, what? The late, around the late 1300s, 1400s. I'm gonna finish. 1400s, that's how you have Catholicism in Congo before the slave trade actually started. Hence why Nzinga became a Catholic, and not because she wanted a new religion, but because she needed, she converted to have that political power to be able to, you know, fight for her people politically with the Portuguese. So that's why she did that. So that Catholicism was in Africa before that, them routes started to get underway already in the Congo. You still have a lot of Catholics in the Congo now. And guess what? You have a lot of Haitians.
They came over here as free men, though. They weren't slaves.
I'm gonna finish. A lot of them are Catholics, but a lot of them were Congo and some other things. Angolans and Congos and Gambians were some of the first slaves taken. Not mind you, Gambia and Senegal is right here. Gorée Island is in Senegal. So that's like easy access. Then you have to get into the interior to get to the Angola and the Congo, where you got to go further down for Angola. But the Congo is like on the other side of Nigeria. So I don't know. But yeah, Ogeechee River, I don't know if we're named after that, but I can tell you that Geechee also has some other meanings in the Gullah Geechee culture, all right? And there's a lot of us who will see this same history. So that's on you.
Can I go after OTK or OTK?
Yeah.
Yeah, from tripping. You in the Matrix.
Yeah, you're bargaining.
Oh, Sexy Lex in the building. What's up?
Well, it's all good, Dan. I can just show it. Y'all can see it. This is from the Dictionary of American Indians. And right here, you see the gullah. You see it? Do you see it right there? The gullah, a tribe. That's the gullah. And now I'm gonna take you to the Ogeechee real quick, okay?
We don't see that. Let me see it. We don't see that.
Take you through there.
Oh, I'm muted this whole time. I'm saying the same thing. I was saying, can you go in?
My bad.
That's Gullah,
Yeah,
G-U-A-X.
No. Give me the word. Yeah. Put it closer. Because that's not Guale. Guale is G-U-A-L-E. That's another word you're showing.
No. Because if you see the area that they're at, read the definition, you will see that they are in the same area. So you're seeing that whoever the writer is, they're adding in letters. That's all we see.
Hold on. Okay, G-U-A-X-U-L-E.
U-L-E. But if when you see it on other maps, when you see it on
the map, that could be an old way of spelling it.
I'm about to type it in right now.
It don't have the X in it.
That's a way of spelling it.
All right. So now I'm gonna go to this right here, to the Ogeechee, which is right here. This is the Ogeechee. Let me put it underneath the light. And this is coming out the Dictionary of American Indians. It say the Ogeechee. Do you agree?
Where's? Oh yeah, I see it.
Do you see it?
A small tribe of Geechee. Yeah, a small tribe of Geechee who lived along. I can't see the Ogeechee. Go back to the left.
Ogeechee River
in Georgia. They were wiped out as a tribe by the.
They were wiped out.
Yeah.
Did you say they were wiped out?
But that Gullah Geechee.
The Guale was wiped out too.
How did he get on the
All right then. So they was wiped out. But hold up. Let me tell you something, Jew. When we study American Indian history, when they say that there's people, hold on, Juju. when they saying that these
Yeah, because you ain't know.
Assimilate into bigger
know.
tribes. They assimilate into bigger tribes, and their name no longer exists. They become part of bigger chieftains. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm telling you. So in other words, the Ogeechee, they ended up not becoming the Ogeechee no more, but then they was all considered the Creeks because the Creeks took over them, but they was the Ogeechees by the Ogeechee River. You understand what I'm saying? So if they was wiped out in the 1700s, that means they was there in the 1600s.
Damn.
They been there. You understand what I'm saying? So and
Maybe
when
in
we
that
look
dictionary.
at spellings, we got to understand who's writing at the time. So they're gonna add letters depending on who's writing. The French,
depends on
the
who's
Spanish,
writing.
the British, the English. Yes, we're gonna see different definition and different spellings. But when you start to research the names and when you see that they're in the same area, you know that they're talking about that same chieftain. That's all. That's
The
just something to
problem
research,
is
though.
the definition didn't have African on it whatsoever.
Not
That's a
supposed
big
Exactly,
problem.
because it's not African, baby girl.
It's not
That
supposed to.
came
There were no
later. That
Africans.
came later with the AME church. The
And-
African
and-
stuff came with the AME church.
I'm not done. And another problem, Ogeechee was spelled with the U, Chee, in the beginning.
No, that's not
So,
true. That's
yes,
not
it
true.
was.
That's not
Yes,
true.
it was.
Show it again.
Well,
Yes,
show it.
that's
it
not
was.
true.
Show it in the
Show it.
dictionary.
Can you show
Don't
me
pull a Roy-
Geechee in
don't-
Africa?
Show the dictionary. We can't take opinion.
Yeah, I don't want to hear you saying no.
Oh, this dictionary of American Indians, man.
I copyrighted
And
that
this
A1.
is- Hey,
Ray
even-
Chess, I'm making a
even-
shirt. Good looking, man.
Hey,
I'm gonna send you
listen,
one too, for
and
real.
that's Starter Bird, and I showed. Hey, listen, y'all. 4 or 5 years ago, I was on Sarnetta, and I showed Unc my books. I said, Unc, would you consider these good books? And Unc looked over all my books, and he said, yeah, man, you got some good research there, my brother. He said
No,
this
the
on the
hell he
Sarnetta show.
didn't. Stop
I put that on my Jesus.
Stop
man. No, I
lying. Don't lie on them
Juju,
people.
Juju, one thing I don't do is I don't lie on people's name, man.
Yeah.
Unc is
We probably been knowing
so I'm
Unc
not
before
gonna lie
you.
on nobody's name.
No,
I'm
I
not
doubt
gonna lie on
that.
nobody's name.
I doubt that.
But that's Ogeechee right there.
know,
That's Ogeechee.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, there's no you in there.
Hey, OTK
It's
always
by the
brings
Ogeechee
this
River.
European knowledge and thinks he's doing something. Sources just means that you're trying to back up your own opinion. That's all it is.
Actually, hold on, my brother.
This nigga head look
Hold
like a
on.
falcon foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gonna
Alright.
take the sources over
Yeah,
no
man.
sources every day.
Yeah, man, I got small hands, man. I
No,
got
I'm joking,
small
man. I'm
hands,
joking.
man. You know what I mean? My hand's small, bro. Damn. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Call the tennis ball.
Is sources. So why my European sources that I'm using when I can show you that these people been in cahoots with these American Indian chieftains? So these just ain't sources I'm bringing up. These people was literally living with these people. This is how people became pretendians and $5 Indians, because of these people living with them and being with these people and doing that. Listen, only the Spanish came with that dumb diverses. The English, the British, and the French didn't come with that. They came on some peace shit because we helped them survive. If not, they would have died. Their life expectancy was only 1.5 years. We
How
saved
can
them.
Africans come all the way from Africa to dominate the American culture?
Who
That
said
is something I
Africans?
don't
What African
understand.
dominate? What name any African dominate American? Dominate
Let him
America.
get it out. OTK.
You
Let
tell
him get it out. OTK. Let him get it out. Let him get it out.
Listen,
Go ahead.
There's nothing
And
to
then
get out.
after him,
American-
oh wait, Tahuti, did you go?
There's
Nah,
nothing
brother,
to
I'm
get out.
sitting back, patiently
Okay.
waiting. That
Hold
way
on.
nobody misunderstands
Co-
that I'm trying to cut anybody off or
Okay,
anything like
Kojo,
that.
I
So,
wanted to go to you, but I've skipped over Tahuti. Tahuti, Kojo, then we got Lex Vortex up here. Go ahead, Tahuti.
My bag to who?
all right, yeah. So pretty much since since you was excited to come up here over the humans and animals thing, I wanted to ask you a question about that, and I'll ask you another question that's more relevant to the recent topic. But first, do you think humans had dominion over animals before colonialism? Because in your prior answer, you were referencing guns and a modern like terminology, human exceptionalism. So that's why I asked the question, do you think humans had dominion over animals prior to colonialism? And then my second question, I'm gonna just get that out of the way. My second question is, do you think Africans influence Native American culture in any way, form, or fashion?
Who you asking?
No, not at all.
Oh, I'm asking Miss Pseudo Killer or Miss Juju, I think it is.
Yes, he's talking to Juju. Did you want him to ask those questions again, Juju?
Define domination.
Well, no, it was dominion.
Let's look it up. Let's look up the word dominion. I'll look it up. Go ahead, y'all. Y'all can build.
Define the word for me so I'm clear.
Okay. Yeah, your screen's still sharing, Cosmo. So go ahead.
Hold on 1 second, big bruh.
Why can
Little big bruh.
I'm about to show it. It's down on the thing.
Dominion.
I'll pull it up right now. Let me drop
Okay. Dominion. Is it showing, bro?
Yes, sir.
A1, can you get a chance, bro? Please show any part of your advertisement for the show, because without you, bro, none of us here. So we need to support your show, and we need to support more events that you got coming up.
I appreciate you. I ain't
That's right, man. Throw that cash app in the chat, man. Y'all show some love, man. Them ones and twos and fews help, man.
And before I do that, I just want to say, anybody who feel like they want to cut Juju off, don't do that. I got the comments sharing on the screen. If you feel like you want to cut in, put it in the comments. Thank you.
Okay.
Let's pause the noise for a second, because if you're still here right now, you're already different. Not everyone gets this. Not everyone understands real debate, real scholarship, real intellectual smoke. But you do. This is Coliseum of Arguments. This is Titans Debate League. And what happens here doesn't survive on algorithms. It survives on the people who believe in it. When you support through Cash App, you're not just donating. You're fueling the arena. You're the reason we can bring in high-level guests. You're the reason we keep unbiased judges. You're the reason these debates stay sharp, fair, and uncompromised. This platform is built by thinkers, sustained by supporters, protected by the ones who know value when they see it. If this show has ever sharpened your mind, has ever entertained you, or has ever challenged what you thought you knew, then Cash App is how you say, keep this going. Not everyone contributes, but the ones who do, they're part of what makes this real. Coliseum of Arguments, Titans Debate League, powered by the people who get it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Coliseum of Arguments. 8 women step into the arena, not to play games, but to wage intellectual combat. This isn't trash talk. This is logic versus logic, sources versus sources, scholarship under the lights. Win a round, win $50 cash. Keep winning and walk out with $500 in the crown. Each competitor represents a brand, an ideology, a team they're ready to go to war on the hill for. Every claim challenged, every source checked, every moment judged. So we ask you, are you not entertained? Enter the Coliseum of Arguments. Only the strongest minds survive. This is Titans Debate League.
All right. Back to you all.
All right, before we go forward, though, I just want to clarify, even though I use that word, we do know that it also incorporates responsibility and accountability as far as animals are concerned. So that's pretty much the question. So it's not strict to dominion as far as control and superiority. It has a lot more to do with that.
Well, The definition is sovereignty or control, as in man's attempt to establish dominion over nature. Similar words are supremacy, ascendancy, dominance, domination, superiority, predominance, preeminence, primacy, hegemony, authority, mastery, control. So it plays into everything you're saying, brother. Command, direction, power, sway, rule, government, jurisdiction, sovereignty, lordship, leadership, influence, the upper hand, the whip, advantage, hold, grasp, empire, paramountcy, as in territory of a sovereign government, dominion. What is the true meaning of dominion? So the term dominion means that which is mastered or ruled. It was used by British to describe their colonies or territorial possessions.
I mean all that.
Yeah.
We definitely gotta consider. I like how you read everything and you didn't stop your analysis at the first initial definition, but we also got to consider, especially with that last definition, that it is in the context of colonialism when you talk about dominion. But we know,
but you talking about
in a more universal sense, right? In a more universal sense, that would incorporate leadership, responsibility, and the safekeeping of animals.
Yeah. And remember, the question was pre-colonial. So
right.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's like,
and then, well, okay. So then the second question.
Finish my response. Because if you want to look at it specifically, the animals we taking care of have been crossbreed and hybrid and whatever, and they wouldn't really like survive in nature. So now, yeah, I guess, you feel me? But then I think nature provides animals with everything they need to survive, and it is still survival of the fittest. If you don't eat, you get eat, right? So I'm not gonna blast nature and say she's wrong. It's right. It's always been right. Nature is perfect the way it is. So that's all I have to say about that. And I still feel like cavemen were getting ran down by them predators.
That's what I'm saying.
Until they could actually figure out how to do a slingshot or some type of throw arrow before the actual bow, something.
But wouldn't that show ascendancy in man or preeminence, that he was able to outthink his competitor?
I bet
wouldn't that show domination? Because what we see, one second, what we see that the scientific record is bringing back is that they're saying that man is the cause of the death of most of the megafauna, and this is thousands of years ago. You know what I mean? 10,000 plus years ago, that man even then was the greatest cause of the death of the megafauna.
Bro, you saying that because we can use weapons to control animals is like saying that because that we have dominion over them is like saying because we have heart we have dominion over the weather.
No, we gotta look at the word for what it means.
That's what I'm getting.
Control. It means supremacy, ascendancy.
Yes.
All right, well,
But
dominance.
that's
do you have for instance, like these animals?
Do you have dominion? No, let me interject. Do you have dominion over an animal? We put you out there in the savannas of Africa with no clothes and no weapon. Do you have dominion
in the savannah with no clothes?
I would think not. Because there's still tribes. There's still tribes who still walk around butt ass naked and have their faces.
I've never been one of them tribes. I'm from America. We invented shoes over here.
Okay, let's pass it around, y'all. We had Lex drop. I didn't see it. Coach
but I got my screen share.
My bad.
Wait a minute. I don't want to change the subject too much because I wanted you to read this. Now, this is from the AppalachianResearch.com. It's America's Revealed. And this top the Geechee. The Geechee.
Yeah, the
And this is
Appalachians. The Appalachian Mountains. Yeah. The Uchi. Yeah.
Do you want to read?
Good.
Do you want to read? This says what?
I can't blow it
Habersham
up
County,
bigger.
Georgia. You feel
I
funny,
can't.
don't you?
OTK, mute out, man, for a second while she doing her thing, man. Hands off her back. She don't need her shoulders rubbed while she doing this.
I'm just saying, this is a source, and you can go back and look over yourself. I'm not going to read all this, but you can see the correct spelling. Okay, it is Geechee, and if you look it up, you see that it is Geechee. Again, Ogeechee, Gwale, or English spellings. Okay, those are even not the original tribe name. This would be the original tribe of the. Do you see this? Do you see this?
No, don't ask them.
Yeah, I just told you they was
that
the
says
Uchi tribe.
Ogeechee is an angelicization
Does
of
that
the
say E? Does it have 4 E's in it? I can't see. We can't see. I can't see that. It's a little small.
Yeah, you moving fast too.
Ogeechee. It looked like how it was spelled in the dictionary. I can't see. Can you blow it up?
Oh, it just seemed like Craig and Dede right there.
No, for real, I can't see. I'm trying to get it look real small.
I just got
I was just trying to see if it's spelled the same way that the
man.
dictionary said it's spelled. My bad.
It's got 4 E's and it's state.
Okay, thank you.
Okasi, see, which means the same thing. Uisi. So we can keep going. Ogeechee is not the original name. There was a mix. It's State Creek in Uchi province in northeast Georgia called Uki, which means water people, pronounced Ukachi. Spanish wrote the word as Ukuti. The Appalachian Creeks in northeast Georgia called these people Okvini, which means born in the water. The word survives as the name of the Oconee River where they live.
Does that tie them to Africa? Right? Is there anything about that?
No. We're talking about
the Oconee River is another river, correct?
We're talking about the
Oconee
people.
still exists today.
Right. Oconee is not the Ogeechee.
Yes, not
so there are no official DNA test markers for the Ogeechee, Creek Seminole, and Cherokee Indians. This is talking about the Geechee people, bro. Let's go back to the beginning.
That could be a problem.
That
could be a problem.
You cannot cherry pick the source.
Why are you so mad, sis?
I'm not
trying
mad,
to fight through you guys talking over
me
her.
Too.
Yeah, I asked y'all if y'all had something to say while she's presenting to put it in the chat. And for real, y'all, I don't want y'all to keep cutting in because I want to pass the mic. But then, she didn't come up here.
I thought I could.
Be quiet for a minute because this one's gonna kill you.
I'm not
disrupting her. My bad. Look, I'm presenting a source. When you're presenting, I wouldn't talk over you. That's just decent respect. We're not really conversating now. I'm presenting a source to murder your premise you put forth in the beginning. You my friend, you my Indian family, but I gotta murder you right now, okay? This says the oldest indigenous people in the southeastern United States. They called themselves Soya, which means children of the sun. They actually consisted of several tribes and clans, so their collective name may actually represent a shared religion. The Ogeechee told Georgia colonial officials that they sailed across the Atlantic from the home of the sun because first landing in the Savannah area, just where the Ogeechee River and the Ogeechee people are, what you talking about. These are the same people. Now they're giving their creation story or their myths. Okay, we know they ain't sail across no ocean, no Atlantic. Anyway, have y'all seen the Atlantic on the ship for real? Especially going past like the north near the Arctic? That it ain't no joke. So we know that. We know Africans ain't crossed here before Columbus. Say what you want. Didn't happen. There's no evidence. So I can keep reading, but this is talking about the Ogeechee, and this is from the Appalachian Society. Okay? So that's not the original name. So cut it out. And I doubt we were named after that. And don't you know, I got my information from historians because I'm not an expert, okay? I'm a scientific communicator. All I do is share information from the experts. Let's get that clear, all right? So there you have it. Yeah. I will politely take this course. I'm gonna copy and paste for you all, and I'll put it in the chat for you. There you go.
Let me make you an admin real quick. Are you admin already? I mean, a moderator?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You got to be. That's not gonna let me.
Yeah.
I got you.
It's not gonna let me post it anyway. It's too long. But if you look up, it's not gonna let me post it. But I'll say this anyway. This was under. Oh dang! I ain't gonna be able to find it now. I said the Appalachian site. You can look up the Americas Revealed and Uchi.
The Americas Revealed.
Okay,
Yeah,
this is where
Uchi.
I got this from.
Yeah, the Uchi.
And it's
it's the
but
Uchi.
but these are the people we're calling the Ogeechee today. Don't mess that up, okay? The Ogeechee. Look,
Okay.
we have the Westmoreland petroglyphs. And what is that? Herbersham County, Georgia. Yes, we have that. So
okay, Kojo. Kojo, it's on you, brother.
Damn.
Yeah. Peace to everyone. Peace to you, A1. I agree with everything Juju was saying. I believe that everything has been distorted, especially since the internet has come along, because prior to the internet, there was no discussions about all this and black people doing this and black people doing that. But as soon as the internet comes along, now it's like black people are the cause of everything and black people did everything, basically. And so to me, that's confusing. Where are the graves of all these Indians in America? First and foremost, that's the first question I want to ask. Since the consensus is that they were killed off. If they were killed off, where's this mass grave?
No consensus that says that, bro. You're making that shit up. There's no consensus that talk about American Indian history, period. He asked a question, A1. He asked a question.
No, that's true. I asked a question. But there is consensus.
Hold on. You asked a question. So let me answer your question real quick.
Without
there
cussing
is
this time.
no American Indian consensus. Show me one. Let's go.
So are you saying, okay, so what happened to the American Indians of the Americans?
You don't know.
What happened to them?
You tell me. You tell me what happened. Tell me what your consensus say.
They got reclassified.
As what?
Only in
Negroes,
Virginia.
blacks, freedmen.
No, the reason they got reclassified is because they're not the same. They're not the same people. They're mixed. This is why they got reclassified. This is why you got the the
That's not true.
That is absolutely
That is
true.
It's not.
When we talk about Walter Plecker,
now that we've established what everybody believes, let's let them finish.
Yeah.
Now that everybody wants to cut them off to tell us what they
go
believe, let them finish, and then because we're
let
gonna
them
pass
finish.
it around.
Go ahead, Cujo.
Coming up next.
Yeah, let them finish. Go ahead, Cujo.
Yeah, Cujo, like that name, African name.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, but I mean, look, this is getting dangerous for us as a people because we're trying to separate ourselves from each other, and that is not a good look for us. This is why all of these discussions, yes, it's good to bring sources, but the sources only back what you're saying. It's not a consensus of everybody. It's just, okay, yeah, the experts have done some work, but who are the experts? That's the questions you have to ask yourself before you actually put something into your psyche, so to speak, and make it believable. This is what I'm saying. So yeah, I agree with Juju, and yeah, things have been changed, things have been reclassified, and then you guys have jumped on it, and you're trying to, I don't know. I feel like you're trying to separate yourselves from black people, basically. In other words, you're special. Nobody's special. We are the same. And I laugh.
Appreciate you, Kojo. Nobody needs to pick that up after you. Well, it's on Lex Vortex next, so if he wants to.
Yeah, peace. I like, what OTK presented and I think he beat Juju up a little on that, but then Juju came back very strong. But there is one thing that I can't let Juju get away with, and that was that Eurocentric thing she did with the article she was reading. When she got down to the religious part, and those people said that they came from the land of the sun, and they crossed the river or whatever it was, you don't get to dismiss that as, oh, there's no evidence, there's no proof. You don't get to dismiss what those people say about themselves. I would wonder where the land of the sun was. That's what we should be asking. We can't just dismiss their words and dismiss their history as myth. That is very Eurocentric. So if they say they came somewhere and they crossed them somewhere, I'm taking their word for it. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. And second, I don't think we need to confuse Black indigenous history with the Africans who came here at all. It's indisputable that there was Black indigenous people here. It's indisputable that some Africans came here. What is not disputable is the numbers. And the highest numbers you have of Africans coming here is 300,000. There was millions of people here in America, and they all didn't have one phenotype, just like they didn't have one phenotype in Africa. That's ridiculous to say that there was one phenotype in all the Americas and there was no Black people here. That is Eurocentric and ridiculous at best. When we got people that have their own stories, and we got people that got their own family stories. And no, the people who were reclassified wasn't just mixed. No, trust me, I used to fight against some of this stuff, and I had to go deeper. When you look into the records, even do something like the Trail of Tears, there were not everyone left. And the people who stayed behind, they had, you know what I'm saying, to adopt certain things and be classified as something else because those people were trying to take their property. That's a fact. I can debate anyone on that and prove that. And many of those were our people. And a lot of them got reclaimed. It wasn't just in Virginia. Virginia just set the standard. That reclassification was happening all over. It was called property theft. It was called property theft. So I don't know what the argument is, because we have a little bit, I mean, there is some African influence, but we're not continental African people. We've developed our own culture and history. So I think it's a little extremism on both sides.
I like how this is going, man. Everybody's getting to land their plane, man. This is nice. Drop your email in the private chat for me, Lex, just so we can stay in contact. I'll shoot you an email.
All right.
Since you're talking about debating, debaters get paid around here. Nobody don't do nothing for free around me. Where's my commercial?
Let's be real for a second. Some of you claim you're the best debaters in the game, but every week you're still arguing for free. You study, you prepare, you show up, you give them viral moments, and the platform gets paid, not you. That's not competition, that's exploitation. Some leagues built their entire reputation off the backs of debaters they never intended to compensate. Clips, views, donations, super chats, and the people creating the content still walking away with nothing. Over here, we don't play that game. We are one of the only debate leagues actually paying debaters, reinvesting back into the community. Because if your arguments generate value, you deserve value. So here's the reality check. If you're really the monster you claim to be, if your research is really as sharp as you say, if you really think you could dominate any room, then prove it. And here's where the stakes are real. Warriors don't fight exhibitions forever. They fight where the prize is. So you have a choice. Stay comfortable debating for exposure, building someone else's empire, or come step into the arena where serious debaters get respect and paid. This isn't charity. This is combat.
Hey, real quick, I want to address Lex.
Hold on. It's Copper Draco said he had a quick question.
Damn, we done got so far removed from it. I wanted to ask Juju, like, Is there a certain group of people that only call themselves Geechees, as far as like the Gullah Geechee? Because I know sometimes people separate themselves from the Gullah part simply because of the African aspect for that of that, and they just call themselves Geechee, which has to do with the Americas. Is that true?
No. Sosa know more about that. I think it has something to do with the dialect. The dialect is a little different. And I think like Savannah, like people, particularly in Charleston or South Carolina, I hear a lot of people say Gullah, but like people from Savannah, Georgia, Florida, I hear them say Geechee, but the dialect may be a little different. It has more to do with that. They initially are the exact same people, exact foodways, exact material cultures, with some, I guess, regional cultural applications. But you know, I have family from South Carolina, like my great grandparents, my great great grandparents. You feel me? So that was like one of the largest ports, Charleston. You know. And so Gullah was a way of life because of the sea-bearing islands. I mean, does people know how that started? Sea-bearing islands. I mean, you got to catch a boat to it. And there's a lot of them on the South Carolina, Georgia, and all the way down Florida. You feel me?
No, I got that, but that all has to do with the Americans.
But do you understand why it happens though? Because we was left to our own devices. We didn't have no handler, right? Because the Europeans couldn't handle the mosquitoes. They died from the malaria. You get what I'm saying? So that's why we were able to preserve it. I don't think people get that. You know, that's why we have this Gullah Geechee language. You feel me? That sounds Bahamian. There are lots of African words used in it. Sounds Bahamian.
What is that?
It's a English. It's the English language, but it's got some African syntaxes and what they call morphologies to it. You feel me? In words.
Yeah.
So like CB and stuff like that, like those are like that's African syntax.
And that's the Gullah part. Right? The Gullah part has to do with the African and the language. The Gullah and Geechee.
Because we do that in Georgia. It's not just Gullah. Gullah and Geechee.
Okay, real quick, let's pass. I know you wanted to cut back into Hootie, but we got 2 new people on the panel. You gotta wait till we double back around. It's a Queen was up here first, then we got Silky the Almighty. So it's a Queen. How you doing?
Yeah, ladies first.
Hey, I'm still just getting
Can you not do that with that bell?
Yeah, who on the slot machine?
Did you hear me? Because it wasn't. Yeah. Thank you. I got my headphones on. That's loud in my ear.
Hey, real quick though. Real quick.
Yeah. Well, okay. Can I do? Thank you. What's up, y'all? That's all I wanted to say. Peace to the panel. I'm still trying to get the grip of the conversation so y'all can continue. Just wanted to say hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, it's Queen. Hey,
peace.
My thing is dig this, right? Now, in the story of the Gullah Geechee that they tell themselves, they say that they come from a place or east or a place of the rising sun, right? Well,
we come from Africa.
But hold on. We can't believe what you're saying because the word Gullah itself means the place where the sun rises. Yeah, so Hadouken. You get what I'm talking about? Wale means literally. Hold on, 1 second. Wale literally means the place of the sun. So when they say they come from the east, if they came from the outer bounds, they could come from the eastern coast of America. And that would on the east coast, that would be the place where the sun rises, the Gullah Coast.
I like how you said that. We got to get you to do a commodity by commercials, brother.
Wale means the place of the sun. Yeah, go ahead.
Respond. Share my screen. You're always talking with no sources. If you do have sources, they're 100 years old. or you got them from your grandma bookshelf. But I ain't tripping on your grandma.
Go ahead.
Grandma got some good stuff. But share my screen, please.
Soon as she does.
Okay.
You zoom in a little
We're
bit.
gonna go. We're gonna go through this, huh?
Zoom in if you can a little bit.
Yeah. Let me try. Is that good?
It didn't do anything. Just it jumped there. There it goes. That's better. Guale, I can read it.
You got to read this together. Guale is a historic Native American chiefdom of Mississippi culture. People located along the coast of present-day Georgia and the Sea Islands, Spanish Florida, established its Roman Catholic ministries. During the 17th, read it, Guale society was shattered by extensive epidemics, new infectious diseases, them old world diseases, and attacks from other tribes, okay? Some of the surviving remnants. Do you understand what remnant means? That's like your last little bit. That's like this much. Probably about 2-3 people. Surviving remnants migrated to the mission areas of Spanish Florida. So they was from Mississippi all the way to Florida, okay? While others remained near Georgia coast, joining with other survivors, they became known as the Yamasee. So see, these the same damn people. Been telling y'all that. Yamasee ain't us, the Guale ain't us. But let's go. Scholars have not reached a consensus of how to classify Guale language. Early claims say the Guale spoke a Muskogean. Muskogean is not African derived. Gullah Geechee is, okay? Let's go to the prehistory. Do you want to know about the prehistory? Do y'all want to know?
We really want to know what Guale means.
You want to know? I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means.
I'm confused.
I know you don't. I know you don't. Let me share my screen because she up here.
I'm not hold on. I'm going to let you share your screen, but we about to go to Silky first because we just skipped over her.
You know what the Timuquan is? Now that is native where I live. I live right on the corner from Timuquan.
I brought them up.
You understand what I'm saying? None of these
I brought them up
people
first. I totally understand what you're saying.
None of these people.
I told you that they live. I told you that the Timuquan live on the Guale coast.
1597.
Who was saying that they were African though?
Yeah,
I think that's the point.
Are y'all serious right now?
I'm confused.
Black people in America are
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what is this proving right now?
DNA test, your haplogroup gonna go back to Africa. So why
I'm kind of confused.
Go back to Europe.
Hold on, Lex.
Why y'all playing with me?
Hold on, Lex. It's on Silky, y'all. We jumped in and tried to have a little baby debate in front of his time.
Oh, this
but
is
I'm gonna let you share your screen though. I'm gonna let you share your screen. We're gonna come right back to it when we trust me. Hold it, just put a pin in it real quick. I got you. I'm gonna make sure you get it in. Silky. I just gotta be fair, man. Be fair, man. Order.
Man, they was over talking you, huh? I'm like, I could have swore he just man, I'm trying to tell you. So yeah, I got a jumbo plane. Let me go ahead and land it. So yeah, you're going against genetics because it's out of Africa. You got to wait for them to leave Africa for them to get all that stuff populated, drop people on them islands, and so on and so forth. So then once you go into the DNA, even they'll say that they have North African and Middle Eastern synapse in their DNA. So, and then another thing is, it's not out of America, it's out of Africa. So you're going against so many theories and so many fields of work that, you know what I'm saying, it's just kind of asinine. So yeah, them Indians, they come way later. That's why when they get to their origins, you ask them, they always got some story that sounds similar to the Egyptian stuff, to the African stuff. So yeah, I wouldn't mess with it too much because they're, like I said, they're going against out of Africa and there is no out of America model. So obviously they got dropped off. And then not to mention, and another reason why the DNA is also mixed with the North Africans is because they was mating with them. They was linked up and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's, you got a strong percentage of them, and then the rest of them still have traces of African, North African, you know what I'm saying, all in them. It's either going to be African North or it's going to be African from the East, from Cameroon or something like that. All that good stuff is kind of out right now. They just gonna keep it on the hush.
Well,
Well, go ahead. I'm gonna land my plane, man. Y'all got it.
Share my screen one more time. We're gonna put it into this.
Okay, I'm gonna let her respond, and then we're gonna go to Lex.
Oh my God. Dry D, I don't know why you came up there and said a whole bunch of nothing. Come on.
Can you have some decorum?
I got some decorum.
All you got is insults?
Maybe. So this
Yeah, do better.
New Georgians, you do better with some sources. Okay? Some empirical evidence.
You know I'm backed by Harvard. I'm fully backed by Harvard and all my sources. So don't try me. You let me know. I'll pull Harvard sources. If you really want to go there. I'm lying? Oh, I'm lying now. I'm making it up now. Okay.
We on YouTube.
So,
That part.
this says the Gwale pronounced Wally. It's pronounced Wally, y'all. Can we say it together? Wally. It's pronounced Wally. Indians of coastal Georgia were among the first indigenous peoples met by Europeans exploring North Mexico. Beginning in the 1560s, the Gwale were exposed to a long extensive period of Spanish mentions actively. This is not the paragraph. The one paragraph, it tells you that the Spanish people named the leader Gwale, hence how they got the name. It's not an indigenous name, though. So I was wrong. I have to find it now.
Uh-oh.
No, it don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. You can read it. They not even pronounce. We're not even correct. It's Wally, not Gwale. So that tells you people ain't done enough research to even know how it's pronounced, bro. That's crazy.
Research just for pronunciation. Okay.
Yeah, research. Research.
Oh, wow. Ooh. Scared of you.
An indigenous word.
You got an echo that's crazy. Like you can't cut people off because it's echoing their voice. Like
Dry D got a mute.
Or
so
can you try to figure out what that is, Silky? What the echo is? Go ahead, Juju.
Yeah, it also comes from Wahala. When I find it, I'll come.
Can I share my screen? Because remember, we done went so far filibustering in the field.
No, I'm not done yet.
Hold on.
I'm gonna finish. Okay.
My bad.
It's on Lex too, then you. It's on Lex.
The Indian name by which the Spaniards knew the present Amelia Island, north coast of Florida, as a part of the adjacent Florida, Georgia. It's a strong probability that the tribe is in occupancy and was known later as the Yamasee. So did you know the Gwale and the Yamasee were the same, OTK? The son of the chief of Gwale led a revolt against the missions.
We're not up here.
So they were the same. I can't find the paragraph.
Yeah, he said earlier that those tribes dispersed into other tribes.
He didn't name
Not
the tribes.
The Yamasee, also the Creek.
Who is that?
He never named the tribe. The Yamasee are considered to be extinct or absorbed also by other tribes.
Go ahead, Lex. It's on you.
Gwale is considered extinct or absorbed also by other tribes.
My bad.
None of them exist, but y'all supposed to be them.
Yeah, I was just confused about. Yeah, I was just confused about. Maybe I need clarity from Juju. She was presenting. I thought that she was trying to say that the Gullah Geechee people were African, and what she was going to present was showing that she was
No,
I know, but
she did say that
African.
she came on.
I was presenting the origin of Gwale is not indigenous.
I know. Hold on. But then when you got done presenting, you're like, they're not African, and I'm like, yeah, no one was claiming they was African. I don't think these brothers were claiming they were African. I think that was the point. So I was kind of confused.
Ain't freaking Indian. That's the point. I'm African. I'm not Indian. I'm trying to say Gullah Geechee is Indian, and they're not. That's the point. Damn. Y'all be trying to kill me and be shooting yourselves up. You're right. Y'all might not.
No, I was just trying to get clarity because I I was just confused about what your point was, because I thought that these brothers were saying they were indigenous.
We were.
And you were saying that they were African.
She was.
So when you said,
She was.
yeah. So when you was reading, you was like, these are indigenous words. They're not African. I was like, well, yeah, that's what they were saying.
I never said Gwale was indigenous. I'm proving that it's not. It is Wale.
Okay.
Pronounce it correctly. It's Wale. OTK didn't even know that.
That's how you say
it. She's doing an accent lesson.
W-A-L-L-Y.
This is a lesson on the accent.
Was it, regardless of how it's pronounced, did it refer to those indigenous people? That's what I'm asking.
Wale is the indigenous people. Has nothing to do with Gullah.
Okay. Because those words sound all very similar. But so, and in terms of
he's making Gwale Gullah. You missed that part. He's trying to make Gwale Gullah, and it's not.
And you're saying they're not related at all?
You don't even sound the same. It's pronounced Wale.
What? They damn near spelled the same.
I'm gonna kill y'all. It's not spelled the same. Gwale is G-U-A-L-E. Gullah is G-U-L-L-A-H. Don't even sound the same, bro.
Yeah.
God, come on, OTA.
They got the first.
Okay, I think I got clarity. I was confused about.
That wasn't your.
I was confused about what the argument was. That was.
I
get like you was proving
the first two letters GU.
Hey, can I share my screen?
Now?
Hey,
yes, sir. It's on you, Cosmo.
All right, you know what I mean? Because listen, we didn't went shuck and jiving so far away from what the actual question was. The question was, what did the word Gullah or Gwale, and she trying to say that they different, and they're not. It's just different people saying it in their tongue and spelling it in their language. The difference would be the writings of the English and the French.
Let's see that question.
Can you see that?
I can't see that question you asked.
Oh,
it's only gonna hurt.
It says, listen, I asked the question, can Gullah, Gwale, denote a place of the sun or a place the sun rises?
Take Gullah out of that. Now you playing games. Take Gullah out.
Watch this.
You're playing games. This. You're asking.
That's why I didn't let him slide
That's
past.
disingenuous.
You told me to be quiet.
Okay, I did. My bad, Juju. You gotta let him play.
Watch this. Watch this. Hadouken. The terms Gullah and Gwale are historically distinct, but geographically intertwined. And yes, there is a strong linguistic evidence connecting the name Gwale, to the concept of the sun or of the south or to the sun. Here is how the connection works. One, Gwale, the place of the sun, Native American origin. The Gwale pronounced Wale, were the indigenous Mississippian culture, people who lived along the coast, right? So Gwale literally means place of the sun. The linguistic roots, most scholars believe that Gwale spoke a Muskogean language. In Muskogean languages, the word for south is often synonymous with the sun or the direction of the sun.
Hadouken.
And the rising is the east. What? Right? I was just asking about the question that Lex brought up, because it's a logical, common sense question that anybody who hears that story would ask. Well, where is the east? Depending, east is subjective to wherever you are, or the place that the sun rises is subjective to wherever you are. So the Wahale connection in the Muskogean Creek language, or the word for south, is Wahale or Wahala.
The sun rises everywhere around the world.
Yeah, but it comes up in the east first. In Hadouken, in Hichipi, another
so immature, man.
Because you keep coming up here with this contrary mess, just messy for no reason, with no knowledge. You ain't got no. Hold on, I ain't done. Hold on, I ain't done. Because she did. I asked her what the word was, and I was just giving my thought about what it could mean. She went on a rant trying to say I didn't know nothing. You ain't bring up no source. You don't know nothing, right? So be quiet and get taught by the teacher.
Gemini is not a source.
Now watch
It's
me
AI.
jump in the
I
emotion.
want you to know.
Here's the
Ask
symbolism.
Gemini
Right?
for the source.
Because the sun
Ask Gemini
reaches.
for the source
Listen,
for what you're saying.
this is what they don't get. They don't never look about orientation, where the people were on the earth. See, because the sun reaches its highest point in the southern sky, in the northern hemispheres, south or sun, are often the same root word in these indigenous colors. Therefore, wale can be interpreted as southerners or people of the sun or direction of the sun. Hadouken!
I got a question next.
Stop playing with me. All in my face, playing.
Can't take your niggas nowhere, man. Oh, funny, man. Next, hold on. Let me just make sure I'm not skipping nobody. Roy Chess, did you want a piece of this?
No, I yield my time to someone else.
Okay.
I got a question.
Go ahead, Tahuti.
This specifically for Juju and actually the whole entire panel, but more so Juju. Why do you say that our ancestors didn't cross the Atlantic before Columbus? And because that ties into like the whole discussion about Black people being Native American, even though Black people are not natives to America. Obviously, we're all African, but I just want to hear everybody's thoughts on the matter.
Great question.
How do you explain the cocaine? How do you explain the cocaine mummies?
Why you think Americans
Because
go to Europe?
it was
first?
cross-contamination from one of the Egyptologists or archaeologists or anthropologists who was doing a little coke while studying them. That's why.
No, that's a lie.
Well, that's what the research says.
Hold on, listen.
Wait.
Hold on.
I'm going to answer the first question. You butt in, so get on mute. That's what you do. Because it's totally off subject. And if you look up a Journal of Nature on the cocaine mummies, it's exactly what it's going to tell you. Exactly. Was no coca plants in freaking Africa in the desert. Make it make sense.
Exactly. They got it from here.
No, they didn't. It's cross-contamination, bro.
You also know cacao. How would you?
Same mummification
Hold
style.
on, Juju. Was the scientist doing
bro,
coke?
Let me answer the question.
About to crash.
No,
I'm not on trial here.
Yeah,
Cosmo, stop doing that.
Well, I was actually responding to the guy who asked the question about Africa coming over here. So actually, can you let me finish answering him? I was just asking him.
I didn't say you.
Question.
No, it's on you. It's on you.
Asked
I want you to
first.
go.
All right, so I say the cocaine mummies because that answers the brother's question whether some people came across the Atlantic to Americas. When they said one lie they made up is that it's contaminated. They always say something's contaminated when it doesn't fit their thing. But remember, it wasn't just cocaine, it was also cacao. I mean, what was they doing? Coke and drinking coffee too? Like, it's ridiculous. They made up the story because they couldn't explain it. Where did the cacao come from?
Hold on, let me finish.
Yeah,
not coffee.
So they wasn't okay. So
let him get it out.
So he was doing coke and eating chocolate. No, how all of a sudden when they find something that doesn't fit, all of a sudden this professional was a cocaine addict. They do the same thing when they find African markers in America. They either say it's contaminated or they label it a ghost population. And how do you explain, like, when they find the BA2 marker in Palenque in 2020, which is not in West Africa? The only place in Africa they find it is in Southern Africa with a remote tribe that was nowhere near the slave trade. But yet it shows up in Palenque over in Brazil, in tribes over there. Look up the 2020 Palenque study and then look up the X populations of America. why when they find certain things here, they either say it's contaminated or they label it the X population of America, saying it's a ghost population because it doesn't fit the outer Africa narrative. So where did the cacao come from that your cocaine sniffing doctor had? What was he doing at an archaeological scene sniffing cocaine and eating chocolate? And nobody noticed that. That's crazy.
The chocolate, I can see it though.
So can I answer that for you?
2020
So
is
you
kind
know
of
that.
old.
So you know that Europeans would chew on coca leaves for relief. They used to put cocaine in Coca-Cola. So why isn't that like feasible?
Because it only happens when they find something in America.
Cocaine used to be.
Why are they only doing cocaine when they find something in America?
Can I talk? Because you got to put it in proper perspective. Europeans used to walk around chewing on coca leaves. They got it from the South Americans. They do it because coca leaves is more durable than sniffing coke. For real. You can work on it. It don't have any like adverse effects. It's just a natural stimulant. And it has numbing properties. So they did that. I don't know why that's so hard for you not to believe. Now,
because
I would love for you to
it's
show
ridiculous.
Me an article.
If somebody gonna do it, that's the way to do it.
Ridiculous. Show me an article where it says cacao was involved.
Hold on, how did?
Listen, we all know these Europeans
me
make
an
stuff
article
up. They've been making stuff up from the
No. I don't need an article for common sense. And that's the thing about their articles are like their scriptures. You're supposed to throw your common sense to the side. Just hold on, let me respond to you. Just to listen to a so-called expert give you an article, and that's gonna what makes it authoritative. But there's no other cases where a professional archaeologist is doing cocaine on the scene and nobody notices it. and then he was so unprofessional that he handled it till it got into the mummy's tissues. He didn't just spill it on it. It got into the mummy's tissues.
Damn. He probably was talking and sprayed spit with the coca leaves.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Yes, that's
probably. That's but see, you saying he probably. Who sprays cocaine spit out of their mouth?
So every
listen, I don't need a source for. Hold on, you're interrupting. Hey, Juju, you're interrupting. Though, hold on. I was talking, Juju.
Over everything.
Hold on, Juju.
Hold on. Let me finish, Juju. You're interrupting.
Finish.
I don't need an article for ridiculousness. And that's the thing about what y'all do with y'all scriptures that y'all call articles. I'm supposed to listen to some so-called expert tell me not to trust my lying eyes and ears on some dumb shit and make up some story and say it's probable, and I'm supposed to believe that. I don't need an article for that. I know that story is BS. I know no dude was sitting around sniffing cocaine, eating chocolate, and spitting on mummies. That's ridiculous.
Can I also add they had the nicotine mummies as well? But go ahead and continue.
Yeah,
comes from tobacco, correct?
I think he landed his plane.
Can I engage the brother question correctly? Because what he's asking, he's really asking a specific thing. He's asking, y'all saying that these people came from the East to America. Why couldn't it be the American going there beforehand? I think, and the proof of that is Columbus himself. Share my screen. I'm telling you, I'm the coldest. I'm telling you, 20 years before Columbus ever even tried to make a journey to America, he already seen an American Indian in Ireland.
Uh-oh.
And he's seen the boat. He's seen the American Indian. And this is why he think they from China. He think that They had to come so far. So when he already going over here to the Bahamas, this is why already in his mind he's calling the people Indios.
He was trying to go to India, not China.
Watch this. Watch this. Right. In the late 1470s.
No, he actually was trying to go to Bharat or Hindustan, not
No,
India.
I need a real
It was not
source.
called India.
Gemini not
It
gonna
was
work.
not called India.
Hold on. It's
Yeah,
gonna work. It worked
India.
better than your Wikipedia because at least I got the sources down here.
Actually, it's worse than Wikipedia.
Watch
You got
this.
a Reddit source? Pull up the
watch
Reddit
this.
source.
Hold on. Watch this.
No.
Because it's from
That's
Pope
not a
Pius.
source.
Watch this. It's from Pope Pius. I just Googled it
That's
real
a
quick.
lie.
You didn't know anything about this. Hush
That's
up,
a lie,
please.
'cause it's
Be
not-
quiet.
it's
You're in
false.
your feelings
Pull up
because I'm
the source.
punching on your out of African
No, I'm not in my
theory.
feelings.
You
at
pseudos
all.
will die
You can't
by
make me
your
cry.
sources. Watch this.
You can never make me feel bad about
in-
myself.
Watch this. You pseudos gonna die by your sources.
But can you ask him to put up a source? Why we got to go by
Watch
Gemini?
this. Why we
Not a
got to
source.
deal with her mumble mouth? She ain't even know nothing about this. I'm telling you, this is from Pope Pius.
You just looked it up on Google. Idiot.
I did. How did I knew it was there.
When it's your turn, I'm gonna let you make him go through the source.
Yeah, let me go through the source. Right?
He don't got one.
In the
That's what
late
I'm gonna let you show.
1470s, Columbus traveled to Galway, Ireland. Right? During this visit, he claimed to have seen two people who looked so foreign that he believed they had drifted across the ocean from Cathay or China. Modern historians believe these were likely Inuit Eskimos or possibly what Negro? We don't care what you talking about. American Indians who had been swept across the Atlantic in a canoe. Watch this. The handwritten note, right? The quote is found in the margins of his copy of the book Historia Reum Ubigesterium by Aeneas Silvius Piccolo. You don't even know who that is. That's Pope Pius II. That's the nigga who wrote Dumb Diverses. You ain't know that. Be quiet. The translation means that men from Cathay have come towards the east. We have seen many remarkable things, and especially in Galway, Ireland, a man and a woman on two pieces of wood or boats of a most strange shape. This is in the 1470s. Watch this. Why this verse matters, right? This note is famous because it serves as a smoking gun for two major historical arguments. One, evidence of the land to the west. Columbus used this sighting as proof that the Atlantic was not an endless void. He believed if a small canoe could drift to Ireland, he could sail a ship to the source of that canoe. Two, that the Indian label, it explains why he was so quick to call the people he met in the Bahamas Indians. He had already convinced himself a decade earlier in Ireland that the people who are on the other side of the Atlantic were from the East.
Big facts. And what correlate that to that finding was your Nordic story of them saying that they traveled over here and they saw those same people.
Yeah.
Well, your Nordics or your Vikings or or whatever you want to call them. Your Nordics, your Celtics, your Celtics, or your Vikings. They correlated that story right there, what Cosmon is saying. And also the Knights Templars, too. Definitely. If y'all don't know nothing about the Knights Templars, this is where all the geographical cartographers was doing topography. It was your Knights Templars.
And they became many of your Vikings of the not your Vikings, but your Pirates of the Caribbean.
Your Pirates of the Caribbeans, your Masons, your pastors, your goddamn Omar Shriners, all of those. They became all of those things once they came.
They become your Masons too.
Big facts, and we improved it. Got the proof about it. So, I mean, this is no longer hearsay or no naysay. The information that we found out about America wasn't written for us to find out. Just like when y'all started finding out things about Africa, it wasn't written for
You
y'all
go
to
back
find
because I
out.
want you to push that link when you stop talking. I want you to
No,
go
I'm
back
saying
and
you
push
do.
that.
Okay, my
No,
bad. Go
you,
ahead,
you
go ahead,
see,
Kaz.
you're playing now. Go all the
Which
way
one?
back down. What you were just talking about, freaking indigenous peoples in
The
Ireland.
Reddit link
Okay, that's where
specifically.
I'm
She want
going
to
to.
see.
Press the link, please.
Okay.
See, you
where I'm going.
playing. You playing pseudo games.
This is where you wanted to go. You wanted to go to that Reddit link.
Actually,
You
it was
think it
the
ain't
other one.
real.
I said press the link where you were, but go ahead.
All
Push
right.
the Reddit article. Let's
All right.
see. What are you doing?
That's what you wanted to see, right? That there was Indians in America, right? I mean, over there. He seen them.
That's a blog.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna blow it up. Let me blow it up.
And it says strangehistory.net. I know you fucking lying. Excuse me. I know you lying. Strangehistory.net. Come on. I ain't even finna fight that. Y'all can have that. That's pathetic. Strange history. Bro. It's like ancient aliens and saying that's actual facts. Come on, get out of here.
Hey, listen, stop listening to ignorant people who don't know nothing, right? Because they are the greatest scoffers. But what you need to understand is the loudest laughs. Listen, what you need to hold on. What you need to understand is listen, what you need to understand is the loudest laughs are birthed in the darkest pits of ignorance. Watch this. One of the most dramatic pieces. Listen. This is why I like schooling these loud mouths. Because your mouth ain't louder than mine and you ain't smarter than me. Right? I'll make you look foolish every time. Because I don't say nothing I can't prove. Watch this. And go pull it up if it's just fake. It shouldn't be no book of this if it's just fake. One of the most dramatic pieces of evidence for a pre-Columbian crossing of the Atlantic is to be found in a single Latin marginalia. That is some words scribbled into a margin of a book. The sentence in question appears in a copy of the Historia Rerum Ubique Gestarium by Aeneas Silvius Piccolomini, who is Pope Pius II, which was published in Venice. In 1477. That's 15 years before he left right there. He sent them 3 years before that. In that work, Piccolomini, Pope Pius, discusses the arrival of what? Shut your mouth. The arrival of what? Indians in Europe, blown from across the Atlantic at a date when America was unknown to Europeans. You pseudos will die on your sources.
Thank you.
Now call this a white man's source. I don't care if this is a white man's source. You just
how did
died
they
on
get
this
here?
white man's source.
Does it say how they got here?
Yeah, it said how it got there.
No, how did the Indians get to Ireland?
They got there in a boat.
What kind of boat?
A boat.
What kind? They got there in a canoe? A canoe is a boat. You know, there's a difference between a boat and a ship, right?
They got what it don't matter if they got there in a parachute. What I'm saying is, he ain't the only one that seen them.
Who's seen them?
It's historical. You can be big mad and strong faced all you want.
Who's seen them?
But you can't get Columbus seen them.
You said Columbus seen them, but when you read it, it didn't mention anything about Columbus
hold
seeing
on,
them.
Juju. Cosmo, don't play games up here, man. I'm about to bring you back up. Take a breath. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you had some personal beef from prior before, but don't track mud in my house and stop that.
That's all I'm saying, though, man. I hate when they do shit because really that shit was all contrary coming at me. This is why I was trying to ignore her.
Are you triggered?
I was trying
Yes,
to come out
nigga, I
OTK.
Okay, well,
Yes.
hey, you know
I
what?
was
Step one
coming
is
out
admitting it. Step one is
OTK.
admitting it.
I didn't even
I'm
knew
triggered.
Taj
Salute,
was
brother.
talking.
Salute.
I'm
Y'all
triggered
sound
at
alike.
willful ignorance.
Which one is
Willful
Taj?
ignorance
Touch your
triggers me.
camera on.
Yes,
I don't
when
even
you want
see
to be
you.
dumb, when you don't want to
Stop
learn.
I don't
insulting
even
people,
see
bro.
you.
That's
Just
twice.
no. What I'm saying is willful
So what's
ignorance.
this source
When
right
Oh,
here?
he
Is
said,
this
Because
still,
listen, it'd be
is
different.
this still the
It'd be
strange
different if I was
history
saying
source?
she ain't
Oh,
teaching
my
me
bad.
Nah,
nothing.
put that source back up there. Is that still
Just
the
calm
strange
down, though.
history
Don't take
source?
this
It'd be
information
Can
different
you
if,
go all the way to the
but
top?
it'd be different
Go
if
all the
I
way to the top of the
hold on,
page.
A1. Let me have this convo with
Can you
A1.
go all the way
It'd be
to the top
different
of
if
the
I was
page while you
saying
talk?
I'm not
Hold on,
learning
Juju. I got
nothing.
you.
It'd be different if I was saying I'm not learning nothing. I'm not listening to her. I'm not taking into her point of view or what she's saying, or that I'm not answering the question that the young brother asked. What I was saying was this was a pointed attack. You dig what I'm talking about? And the fact that I crushed everything she said. You dig what I'm talking about? She feel a way about that. And now that I'm giving her the same energy she was giving me, y'all think I'm supposed to turn it down because she a sister.
No, she didn't insult you. She didn't
Bro,
talk
I didn't
about your
insult her.
Not,
I didn't
let me,
insult her. I said
I'll
I'm
wait till you
triggered
finish. My
about
bad. I thought you
willful
were finished. Go
ignorance.
ahead. I thought you was finished.
Yeah,
Go
no,
ahead.
I was saying I didn't disrespect her. I never called her out her name ever. I said I'm triggered by willful ignorance. Like, cause she's saying what I'm bringing out is
No, you
just
added
bull.
the
It's
people who
just
were
BS.
dumb. You added people who were dumb after willful ignorance. I heard you. I'm very
ignorance.
sensitive. Hold on.
Or like I'm dumb.
All right, let me go now. I'm very
Yeah, go ahead.
sensitive to people being mistreated in front of me, male, female, any of that. So
I get that.
so I'm very on top of it.
I get that.
Oh
So
boy.
just stop it. Okay, and let's be happy that there's only one person acting immature because they feel a type of way and are being triggered. Because if both of you were doing this, it would really be a shit show. So tighten it up. If she keep claiming she feels a type of way, she hasn't done what you're doing though. So
right. And if you
He
feel
doing all
some,
that screaming.
if you feel some type of way, you dig what I'm talking about. I apologize that you feel some type
no,
of way.
I don't. I know it get hot up here.
that
I'm just correcting you.
But
Just
I'm
say my
answering
bad
the
and
way
let's
I'm
move
answering.
on.
I ain't changing the way I'm answering, and I said what I
Can
said.
you go to
I
the
meant that.
top of the
I'm standing on
article?
that.
And then you made
ain't
another
killed me
comment that
on
I'm going to talk to you
nothing
about later.
today.
I'm not going to repeat it though, but you said something else too.
Yeah, I said I'm triggered. I'm triggered by willful ignorance. Yes.
No,
Maybe in America is.
Yo, get
All
on
I'm
with
just
it,
saying
man.
is,
I'm about
I
to
was
right now.
listen. I thought I was. Listen. I ain't think I'm on topic. I know I'm on topic. What I'm saying is, I'm answering the brother question. We showing that Columbus seen American Indians in Ireland, right? 15 to 20 years before he ever came to America. That's all I'm showing. So there's a very logical, historical, concise consensus way to look at this. I'm not adding it in there. I'm not putting it up. I'm just letting the people know that this is actually out there as a historic source. Right? I'm not dumb for that. You did
Okay.
to try to push me down like what I'm saying
Oh
is
my God. Nobody said that. I just want you to go all the way to the top of your page, though, so we can see where the source come from. Because it's going to say strangehistory.net at the top.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a reputable source. No, scroll all the way up. Scroll down a little bit. Scroll down just a little bit to the title. Never mind. Never mind.
It said bizarre history.
Yeah,
I already
bizarre
got it.
history.
I already have it.
Kind of big. Hold on. I'll scoot it over a little bit. Hold on.
It comes from strangehistory.net.
Hold on.
American Indians in Galloway, Ireland. Let me read.
An easy way to settle it is the book real? Because regardless,
the book is real.
Regardless of where it comes from, all we gotta do is find out, is the book real? It don't matter what. If it could be dumbhistory.net. If the book is real and what's the information is in that book, then it's valid. That's how we can validate it. So can you show us the book? Pull up the title of the book and see if it's a real book. It should pop up.
So just because it's in a book doesn't mean that it's real either. Y'all gotta stop.
That means his source is valid.
No, it doesn't. They didn't have no sources.
Yeah, because you're saying it's strange.net,
You
but
know those people in the island could have been the
no.
indigenous peoples of Siberia. Y'all do know this, right? So stop playing.
But no, that's not the point. That's not the point that was being made. You was discrediting it because you said it was a strange.net. But even if it's just say that's not a credible website. Juju, listen to me. I'm not even trying to. If strange.net is making reference to a credible to a book, then the source he brought up is valid because the book exists. Now, whether you wanted to,
because the book exists, baby, don't mean that.
Well, let me ask this question right here.
Mean?
Since we on the topic of Africans, do we think that there's more evidence of, do you think there's just as much as significant evidence of indigenous people crossing the Atlantic than there is of African people crossing the Atlantic before Columbus?
Let me go whenever, so I can explain y'all why that's going to be a hard achievement, and then you can share my screen. Are you asking me that question?
Anybody can answer that, but since you're ready, you can go ahead and answer it.
You share my screen? So,
hold on. I just wanted to show. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
You're done right now. You don't talk for an hour.
You have to tell me how the camels got to Africa.
I just wanted to show that.
Why y'all keep moving the goalposts, jumping? Y'all can't kill me on one thing, so you can just go. You gonna just throw it all at me? Is that what you gonna do? That's weird, bro.
It's not about. It's not about.
So I want somebody to read this. This is Wikipedia. This is your book. This is your book. Said it was a book written by who later elected Pope Pius in 1458. It was written originally in Latin, and the title roughly translates to the history of achievements everywhere. The original intent of the book was to record the history of human existence across the globe, as well as historical and geographical cartography. I think that's
so he did write it, and it does exist, right?
Piccolomini.
Can I?
It's Piccolomini.
Planned 3 sections on Europe, Asia, and Africa. Only the sections on Europe and Asia were completed, respectively. The incomplete book was published in Venice after his death. The published version of the book also told the work of Eratosthenes on the sides of the earth, Eratosthenes on the sides of the earth, and was heavily read and anointed by Christopher Columbus on or after the voyages. Columbus used this as one of the many works from which he pulled his idea about the earth. The copy that was used by Columbus to prepare for his voyages, along with his annotations, is now kept in the Columbian Library in the Seville Cathedral in Seville, Spain. Okay, it's been translated in different languages.
So can we agree that this is a real book?
For expounding every model in geography without appearing to see any logical incompatibility between them. At no point in his generous ecclesiasticism does Piccolomini make a critical choice between the conflicting theories he reviews, not even to choosing between Homer and Ptolemy. So
is it a real book?
That's all they have in a book.
Yeah, it's a real book. He wrote it.
It's a real book.
Doesn't mean the book is accurate.
And Aristotle, he's referring to Aristotle.
All right, yeah. I mean, we see now that's not fair. Okay, now you got to say why. I mean, he recorded it though. This is
about America. It says Europe, Asia, and Africa,
and Europe.
So I bet you 1,000. Those people were probably African,
Ireland and Europe.
Because y'all love to take African figures and say they're indigenous.
See, Juju, you're not being fair right now.
You're not being fair, Juju.
I am being fair.
That's not.
Don't bring me no article.
You just denying. You just denying everything. Because you just
I'm not
read
being
it. It's a book.
Hey,
disingenuous.
can I
Yes,
share
I'm
my
denying all the pseudo
source?
He
BS.
said we like
She
to
Now I'm
she
gonna
gonna
see
talk
finish.
for an
African
hour.
people
Why?
in turn them
Why?
American. That's
Come
the
on, bro. You
insult.
talk
She
for
gonna
like
talk
30
for an
minutes.
hour, yo.
Y'all not finna overtalk
Let her
me.
land her
So I'm gonna
plane.
finish to why I don't think Indians crossed over here, because they came through the Bering Strait and canoed when the sea level was about 1,000 feet lower, and then came through the southern tip of South America. So no, they didn't cross the Atlantic. It was from the Pacific side. Okay, we know that from history. What is y'all talking about? Secondly, Africans didn't get here because the first people who actually revolutionized cell technology was the Portuguese or Spanish, one of them.
Yeah.
But either way, it
Yeah.
was hard to get around Africa. Once you got around it, you couldn't get back up because of the currents of the ocean. The only way you can do that is to have a very extensive cell technology. Maybe some of that cell technology came to China, but then they were able to counter the wind. So that's an important caveat in peace to remember. So you can't sell or travel. It's easy to go with the current and go downstream. It's very hard to go against it unless you have the power of the wind. And that's the type of power. And it is considered an engine. Okay. So learn them. I studied ships trying to kill you albums.
That's crazy.
And most people
I
didn't
think
have
a
that.
dude sailed
Got
across
to
the
America.
Atlantic on like
I'm not finished. I didn't land
Hold
my
on, hold on.
plane. Damn
Man,
it.
she
You
been
Also,
going
you
an
can
ain't
go
even
hour.
got
through
no, y'all got
the
less
Grand
patience than the
Canyon
toddler.
to
It don't
get
make
to
no
Africa.
sense, bro.
It's been proven
Hey,
Good
that you
can I
Lord.
say something real? Can I say something real quick? Hey,
When I
No.
finish, why is y'all so excited
Why I
to
just
try
have
to
to I had
murder
to
me?
mute
You
four
will
people.
never,
4 people was trying to talk
you
at
will
the same
never
damn time.
murder me.
You ain't even take a breath.
Again,
That's the crazy part. You was in the middle of a strong sentence. I'm sorry. Now I'm doing it. Go ahead.
nah, you good. Cell technology is a humongous thing when it comes to the age of discovery, the age of exploration. Once cell technology hit, that's when they was on. Before that, it was nothing. Read it for yourself. Go read it for yourself. You can read all the different type of ships when the cell technology came. I don't know what to tell you, bro. We're gonna die going across the Atlantic.
Let's go to
Atlantic is one of the
Kojo.
most treacherous
I'm going to
bodies of
Kojo.
water.
Kojo
A1,
next.
this is kind of like my show still A1. You know, I did bring
Bering
like the
Strait is not a
topic up.
hypothesis. Y'all brought all your elbow
can't-
friends in
I
the chat.
can't
I love it.
interject every now and then
Bering
with
Strait
whoever's
theory been
talking,
debunked
bro.
too.
I'm just asking, do I
Yeah,
gotta
I
wait
just
in
wanted
line
to
like
say
everybody
also
else?
that there
Yeah,
is a route.
yeah, but cutting people off is still a no-no. Letting people land their plane is still official business, no matter who the host is or the guest of the night.
Oh, I
So,
thought
but
you
other than
was
if you're
through
talking outside of
when I
that,
cut in just now. Yeah, I
I
thought you was
mean,
through. My fault.
she wants
Yeah.
to. People want to be able to really complete their thoughts because we're having information. It's not the same as
All
talking
right,
on the
but
phone
it's
to your
based on the
friend.
information that I brought out, correct?
That's not what I'm saying though. But if I get to finish, which is the problem that she's having, like people aren't even getting to understand what she's really saying because she's not getting to finish. That's why it's not the same as a phone conversation. We're not talking about how your day was. We're going through information and trying to sift through sources, vet them, and
But
do the
what I'm gonna ask
scholarship.
you, bro. All
This
right,
is
so
not
what
the
I'm gonna
same
ask
type of
you,
conversation.
if this is somebody else's show, if this was somebody else's show,
Somebody
would
else show
that
you
person
left for the
who
night. You said
hosted?
I'm gone for the night, y'all, and left, and then you came
No,
back.
I didn't
But
say
cool.
that, bro. No, I didn't say that. I dropped off because my mic was acting up, and then when I tried to get back on, the studio was full.
Okay,
So
I thought I
that's why
saw
I
you
was
in the
like,
comments
well,
say
I
peace.
guess
I'm down for the night. I did see that, but yeah, bro, we got to keep the okay, and we got a lot of people up here too.
But
Yeah.
they all up here because of my show, right? Because of my conversation.
So what do you want
That's
me to
all
do?
I'm
Y'all up
What,
here
asking.
for
okay,
me.
hold on. No, let
Come
me figure
on.
this out.
Y'all
What
up
do
here
you
for
want me to
me.
do that I'm not doing then? Let me ask that question.
What I'm saying is, bro, I should be able to interject with anybody who comes on this panel.
This is your chance to tell me the solution. What do you want me to do that I'm
I'm
not
telling
doing?
you. Anybody that comes up on this panel and we talking, I should be able to engage with them. Now, I understand with everybody else or whatever like that, bro. But if it's Tuesday night and it's OTK,
So
I
don't
should be
pass it
able to
around in order.
engage with them. I'm not disrespecting them.
So
I didn't
don't
mean
pass
to
it
cut
around in
nobody off.
order.
I thought Juju was through. You know what I mean? I was trying to keep decorum all night tonight and
I
letting
heard you
people
say.
talk.
I heard your solution. You say you want to interject with people. Does that mean that I shouldn't go around in order, or you get to jump people in order? Is that what you want me to do? I'm just trying to figure it out so that way I can see what you specifically you want. I'm just trying to understand.
Unless those people question with somebody else that who that's there, then I will fall back.
Because you're telling me I'm not doing it right. So tell me what right is then. That's all.
I can't tell you what you're doing right or wrong on your shit. I'm asking you, like, yo, if this my show, can I be able to interject? I'm asking you. I'm not telling you what you should be doing. I could never tell a grown man what they should be doing. I never do that, mother.
Yeah, I do feel that, and I feel
I
like you abandoned. I feel like the show got. I feel like your show got abandoned a long time ago, though. But okay, I feel like. Okay.
Oh, okay. I bet.
No, because you dropped down.
Man.
I thought we was on to something else.
I could have sworn I called Juju up here and I asked Juju to please come on because we was talking about DNA and all of this other things like this. You know what I mean? And you know, we was tripping in the chat, but it's all good.
Okay,
yeah.
but
So
you
my
want me
show
to
been
let you
abandoned?
go in front of other people when it's their turn? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Because you're asking to interject in front of the other people who were waiting.
Yeah.
You said yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead. Get yours in real quick.
Yeah, I mean that's just the host. Like the host should be able to when somebody else asks a new question, I should be able to interject with them to ask before somebody else says something. If I ask first. But if somebody else asks first, then they get into something, I'm gonna let that ride, bro. But I respect that though. You said what you said. My show been unpassed and gone. So I respect that. I respect that.
I still like going around in order, bro. I still like going around in order. Especially when it's 10 people on the panel. Because if everybody get 3 minutes, they only get to go one time, 2 times in an hour to talk for 3 minutes. It's really not fair.
I think.
Hey, can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
I ain't heard his voice in a long time, and that's probably why. Go ahead, Tahuti.
I just want to follow up since I asked about it. I just want to give you some scholars and pieces of evidence that confirm.
Wait, hold on. No. I don't want to let you do that. OTK wants to go and somebody else. And I was about to go to Kojo. That was nice, though. You're good. Kojo, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna add quickly that Tahuti was asking about the crossing and interaction between continents, and I'm just saying that the Grand Canyon was also a path to Africa, which they used back in those days, and that's all I was just trying to add to the conversation. That's it.
Got you. And you wasn't hosting; you was debating her. You wasn't hosting. You was actually up here like a debater going at her with Cosmo. So that's when you abandon your post for real. Go ahead, OTK, it's on you. I was pulling out sources against her. Somebody got to moderate and pass it around. You can't debate and host.
Yeah, but you just said you say if you give everybody this, that will be like an hour. They only get to talk in an hour. But if you let just 2 people go in constantly on the same thing and they going in a circular motion after a certain while, and then you got
ain't let that happen up here.
Going to come in with a new question, bro.
Cosmo tried.
Like,
I didn't let him. That didn't happen. Cosmo tried and I didn't let him. I made him wait all the way till everybody else went to ask that same question. Put a pin in it. We're going to come back to you.
Yeah.
I know you want to respond, but you can't. I didn't let that happen, what you're saying. Do you have a question for Juju? Because she's not going to be up here that long, I'm sure.
Juju, I just want to tell you, all I'm gonna say is thank you for all of y'all coming up. You know what I mean? All of y'all being in tune. I mean, Tuesday we're gonna have another conversation on something else different that spark some. Juju, you already know I appreciate you. Chiefness. Shout out to the Pseudo killers. Shout out to A1, man, for letting the brother come through. You know what I mean? American Indian come through and kick his shit. You know what I mean? Shout out to the chat, Cosmon, and all the other brothers that came up here, Tahuti. You know what I mean? Smash Idol and boys in the chat and stuff like that. Some more my fierce nemesis, me and him get the ring one. Shout out to y'all. Hope all is well. Roy Chess. Peace to y'all, man. I'm gone.
Why are you leaving, OTK?
Yeah, I wanted to conclude on the topic matter, if that's cool.
Yeah, it's on you.
Yeah, so I was just going to say, in response to Juju, there's a couple scholars, key scholars definitely that we know of, or that we can get to know, that teaches that Africans crossed the Atlantic before Columbus. The most notable one is Ivan van Sertima. He's the most accomplished scholar when it comes to African culture in the Caribbean and pre-Columbus. Another one is Barbara Sizemore. She's the first African-American female head of a major city school system. She teaches that Africans crossed the Atlantic before Columbus. And then you have 12 contemporary Europeans, they're explorers, who bear eyewitness to Africans in America before they actually engaged in the transatlantic trafficking.
Can I respond to that?
Yeah. Shout out said.
So one, love to hear the 12 explorer thing, because we know when we go to their diaries or things like that, they actually want to talk about Africans. They were talking about indigenous people. People love to use Christopher Columbus, and in sections of his book, he describes them similar to Asians, and Africans and Asians don't know nothing alike, hair texture, none of that. So I would love to see that. And second of all, Evan Sertiman, Baba Sertiman, though he was not wrong on everything, he wasn't right on they came before Columbus. And let me tell you why. One, he didn't conclude any of his own evidence. And there's a little backstory to that. What is his name? Clive, what everyone else like to, all the apples love him. What's his name? Cedric? He's still living. Clyde Winters. Clyde Winters, where Sertima was friends. And Clyde Winters has always been on the pseudo history aspect. Any one of us Sertima to use, his information on that. And when Sertima decided to, no, he's not. He's going to use Barry Fell's information. Guess what? Barry Fells is no different from Clyde Winters, right? So not only does he use Barry Fell's information, but he doesn't check the information. He doesn't falsify the information at all. Because it's kind of hard when you have a PhD, but your information is incorrect. You feel me? That's hard, but it happens. That's why you have to thoroughly critique the work of PhDs, because sometimes our own biases get in the way. That's okay. Barry Fells is not good. Also, if you look in that book's references, you got Barry Fells, you got Alexander Van Wath, and then you got Leo Weiner. None of those are good sources at all. So I don't know what to say. None of that work was actually Ivan van Sertima's. He didn't do any digs. You feel me? He just took the word of somebody else's work and ran with it. And yeah, it's okay to want us to come over here, but then I have to ask you, what need would we need to have to come over here? What desperate, need to risk the lives of many to have to come over here? It's not one. We have lots of food crops in Africa. Most of them growing trees in your yard. It's tropical. Have plenty fresh water sources. All you got to do is build a borehole and you have clean, fresh water. So I need somebody to tell me what was the need to want to come over here and bring old world diseases to the Native Americans that would eradicate them. What's the need? Because Africans knew about specific technologies. They knew how to inoculate. Inoculating was a West African thing. That's how they would fend off from different diseases. Inoculation, you know what that is? Take a small amount of the pathogen, cut a slit in your hand or your wrist or somewhere and put that pathogen in there. You got a 50-50 chance, but it's gonna build a immune response. Africans knew that before pre-colonial. So they weren't stupid. They knew a lot of things. Gullah Geechee people, they learned how to build waterways in West Africa. They brought that same technology here. Europeans still can't duplicate it. Waterways, they use the waterways to make water from the fresh water source stream all the way across and down to the crops. So what need did they have that they're gonna build a big ass ship and try to cross the Atlantic? If you go to West Africa, you would know that crossing the Atlantic is tedious. The waves in Gambia are just crazy. I'm an excellent swimmer. I probably wouldn't dare get in that water on some days because the waves are crazy high. The water is crazy rough. So I need y'all to figure that out. Coastlines aren't feasible. Senegal, how they got the slaves, from Gorée Island on the ship is that they had to put a plank to the door of no return, walk them all the way down. I think the plank was really long. So I don't know. It's not really feasible to say that they build a ship and whatever. Right now in Gambia, they have a problem with the ferry running aground. In order to have ships, you have to have a deep waterway. So why would they do all that? Well, I still need to know the reason. You can have Ivan Sertiman. I respect them. I respect some of his work, but they came from Fort Columbus is just not accurate. We don't have no African stories here pre-colonial. We don't have no African foodways pre-colonial. We don't have no African creation stories, myths, whatever, spiritual systems pre-colonial. We don't have none of that. So I'll land.
Cosmo. Take your time.
Okay, first things first. First things first. If you know what, I could have been a little extra right there, sister. I apologize. Cosmo, don't be mean in that. But I stand on what I say. And I always source up, or I don't say it. Right? So that I apologize. I apologize if I ruffled a little feathers. I be mean in that, and I do that on purpose, and I need to be better at that. You dig what I'm talking about? But I didn't disrespect you, right? Share my screen. I spoke to willful ignorance. Is my screen sharing? Right? And since I proved that the source I brought out in the book actually exists, and yet she still wants to deny it, right? It tees me off, right? That does tee me off. It's my personal thing, but it's willful ignorance. It's not a disrespectful. It's because of what she did. Willful ignorance is the intentional avoidance, disregard, or rejection of a readily available fact like the Haram book we just talked about that she tried to deny. Evidence or truth. It occurs when a person or consciously chooses not to learn or understand something, right? I didn't disrespect her. I just wanted to show you that. Speaking to my brother A1, I didn't disrespect the platform, and I didn't disrespect the sister.
You did, but I'm gonna talk to you later. I ain't gonna repeat what you said though. I'm gonna talk to you later. But you cool. Just go ahead.
Right. I ran that back too, just to make sure when you heard the dumb part, you thought I was talking about them.
It wasn't even that one. It was.
We'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk.
We'll talk. We good though. And so that's what I wanted to bring up, that I wasn't disrespecting the sister. And if you felt that way, I apologize for that, because that's not what I intended. Right? That's not what I intended when I said willful ignorance. I wasn't trying to disrespect you. You dig what I'm talking about? But we trying to tap dance away from the fact that Columbus seen an American Indian in Europe before anybody in Europe knew America existed. So you dig what I'm saying? To get back on topic, you dig what I'm saying? And you know, I think we just need to focus on that, because, you know, that debunks the ideology that, first of all, wasn't no copper-colored skin people here, or American Indians couldn't have or didn't cross there to Europe prior to Columbus's travel, or what we know as the discovery of America. Because now we got a source, regardless if we believe it or not, it's objective. It don't need your belief. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? We just got to deal with it and be more conscious. You dig what I'm talking about? Of that things can be, multiple things can be true at the same time. I yield.
Anybody else?
I'll respond. The book never mentions Christopher Columbus read it, so I don't know where you're getting that from. But this is a pretty nice work talking about the book. It doesn't have much, but it has some, I don't know why my screen sharing, has some important information about it. When I read in the wiki, like, this book was written way early on, and Christopher Columbus got it later. So how can the book even say that Christopher Columbus saw Indians? It doesn't mention Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus gets the book later and uses it as a sort of his guide to find India, because the book is specifically about Asia. Remember, it wasn't finished. I don't know where you got Christopher Columbus for. That's just bad all the way through. It's just bad. It's bad work for you. Bad research. Because you went to strange history, and it messed you up. That's what I'm saying. You can't go to them botched history sites. That stuff is foolish. They talk about mermaids. Come on, dude. But you might believe that too. So ain't no telling. I'm not gonna trip. I don't know why it won't let me show the screen. Why, who's laughing? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny. Oh, is this it? Might be it.
See, I'll be telling you, man. That's how it always is.
I'm not being
so don't
funny.
Be mad when I be punching A1. You see?
Yeah, but I didn't talk anything back about you.
That's I did all that A1. I tried.
Wait a minute.
Hey, check your Facebook messages. That's what had me mad.
Right. But what I'm saying is that Christopher Columbus wasn't in the book. You feel me? So that's the bad part about it. And wait a minute. I'm gonna read the article you put from, I still got it, from StrangeNet, right? Oh no, that's the wrong article. So one of the most dramatic pieces of evidence for a pre-Columbian crossing, Atlantic found in a single Latin word scribbled in the main margin of the book. The sentence in question appears in a copy of the blah, 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 which was published in Venice. This work discussed the arrival of Indians in Europe, blown across. So the problem I have with this is that it's way more. I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna come back. but it don't even talk about the book. And I actually have a copy of it if I can bring it up. I'm gonna have to kill some tabs. You give me a minute, because I think this is going to be really interesting. And I think you're going to like it. And this is what you should have gotten. All right. And you can see where Christopher Columbus was born versus, you know, how would he be in the book as a child? You feel me? Or younger than 20. Sure. I'm just saying. So I'm not trying to shit out no more. I'm just trying to close some tabs so I can get to this source. Let me see if I can get to it now. This is pretty dope. And I'm thank you for sharing this. I've never seen this before. And now I want to know more. This is a really good source talking about facsimiles. If you know what a facsimile is, you know what a facsimile is. But this is actually the book you're talking about, okay? It's even got a little video on it. I'm not going to play it, all right? It's got all the information you want to know about this book. Look at it. So let's read it together. This is your book, right? But you went to Strange History, whatever, and got your information. I can't even do it like that because then I can't see. Dang, I'll stop sharing. But this book don't say nothing about no Native Americans. Let's read it together. Let me do it like this. So the Historiam Ubique Gestorum, it's great. I don't read great. The cosmographic work by Ennis Silvio Piccolini will become Pope Pius. He would become a pope, concerns itself with the continent of Asia and assembles the historical and geographic knowledge of its time accessible in Europe. A special edition of the papal work is housed in the Biblioteca Capitulare of Columbian in Seville, Columbiana. So I guess this is like all of Columbus's stuff. The personal copy of Christopher Columbus's 1451 to 1506, that's when he lived, with detailed annotations and notes by his hand, sometimes occupying entire pages, printed in 1477. So he's about 20 years old, by John such and such, and Johann Matten in first class quality. The Venetian Incunable is an impressive testimony to the extensive preparations that the famous seafarer made for his expeditions on behalf of the Spanish crown. For this, among other things, he drew on the findings of the Historia, that book which you're talking about, whose intensive study can be traced page by page in the unique copy. Okay? The book talks about Asians, doesn't talk about Native American.
Thank you.
The book talks about Asians. How I'm proving your point? I'm gonna let you go. Comprehensive description of Asia. Go ahead.
Is Ireland? My only question is Ireland in Europe?
They in Italy, and they don't mention Ireland, but in here they do mention the Turks. You know that is part of West Asia, accessible to the Europeans. You get that, right?
Galway.
You understand that, right?
Galway is in Ireland. Is Ireland in Europe? He wrote about Europe and Asia. I'm asking you where Columbus and these other people seen these people in Galway, Ireland, is that in Europe?
The book was written before Columbus was born, or 20 years. Columbus got the book later. How would it say Columbus saw Indians in Europe? Columbus not in the book.
The book was written.
Not in the book.
The book was written 15 years. Hold on, sister.
Tell us that it told us Columbus was in the book. So you gotta account for that BS that you just said.
Do you understand that the book was written and copied down 15 years before Columbus went to America? And you just read in your source that he used this book specifically to prove that there was a land over there.
Yes. No, it don't prove that no land.
My point. Thank you.
No, the book talks about Asia, bro. Columbus was trying to go to India. You
but they're
realize
talking about
India
Europe
is part
too.
of Asia?
Hold on, is
doesn't.
India? Yeah, hold on, wait. Is India part of Asia? Yes or no?
I just told you that.
Is India part of Asia? Yes or no?
I just told you that.
What is it? Yes or no? I didn't hear what you said. Is India in Asia? Yes or no? You looking it up?
No.
It's not in Asia. You're wrong. India is in Asia. So it wouldn't matter.
So is it not, or is it in Asia?
Never mind. Never mind.
Is it not, or is it in Asia?
Yes, it is in Asia.
Tried to
India
cut me
is
off,
in Asia.
I just told you it was in Asia. The book is about Asia, bro. Get it together.
Europe. And it's about Europe.
No, nigga.
Now
the
answer the question. Is
European.
Ireland?
We're from
Hold on.
Italy.
Is Ireland? Listen, is Ireland in Europe?
It doesn't
Yes
mention
no?
Ireland there.
Oh, yes,
Nobody in the
do.
book is from Ireland.
They do mention Ireland in the book. Galway specifically. Now, question: is Ireland in Europe? You didn't know where India was. Is Ireland in Europe?
Can somebody tell him that I'm the one that said India was in Asia before he said it right after me because he learned it from me? Can somebody tell him that?
I
y'all
think
not gonna tell him. That's cool.
I think the whole argument though is silly. Like we both know the book exists, but she's just not accepting it as evidence. She's probably she's looking at because she's looking at what's written down as it could be an error, the same way Christopher Columbus wrote down and thought he was in India and all of that, and that was an error. But we had to find that out later. So it's just that's where she's stuck at. Like, okay, we have it, but we don't have we can't conclude this from this, is what she's saying. She's not necessarily disputing that your source exists. She's just saying that he could have been wrong. He could have been mistaken. There's different things that played it.
What?
And then she gave
How can we talk about America now? Nobody until Columbus gets there.
Pope
Pius was mistaken that two people got floated in.
Pope Pius is the same dude that wrote it, but Pope Pius didn't come to America. Not in the Vatican, chilling. And the book was specifically
did it say how he knew?
Asia.
Yeah, because a bunch of people see him.
No, y'all not
listening.
The
book, I'm not disputing that nobody saw people.
The book, he wrote the book.
He would know.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, I'm not trying to make her argue for her. I'm just giving
No. Bro got to chill.
Yeah,
he wrote the book. The book was on. Bro, you got to chill. You can't talk over me. You can't talk over me. The book was specifically on Asia. Doesn't mention Europe anywhere in here. Nowhere in here. So you got to cut it out, bro. It was on Asia. That's what it says in here, and this is a fact.
But India is in Asia, right?
Bro, I told you that before you said it. You got to learn to listen
you say
instead
no,
of trying
then?
to talk over me. I never said no. You said no. Okay, I can't do this no more. You a blazing idiot for real. I can't do it.
No insulting people. I got on him about 8 times.
That's my get back.
There you go.
People seen it.
You got it. I still got to say that though. Go, Joe. You enjoying the show, man? What a show. They worked me tonight, man. Y'all made me work. Cosmo be on the late night. Cosmo,
hey, can you go up in your source a little bit? Can you just go up just a little bit on the source on the screen?
No, I'm done.
All right, we can change the topic.
It says Asia and Europe on the source on the screen. It says GD and Capone.
Coming at you. Yeah, because it was talking about Europe.
This would be a Juju don't debate, but this would be a fire debate. Send one of your peoples over here, Juju, to stand on this for you.
Yeah, pseudo killers don't really debate, but Cedric, why would he? I got my college degree. I'm good. I'm not doing that. Don't waste my time to do all that research and put a presentation. You feel me? I'm building a business in Africa. You feel me? I don't got time for that. I got time to waste what time it is? 2, 3 at night. I can, you know, I can miss a little bit of sleep, have some fun with it. But it's a headache now, so I'm done. Cause if you go, you can't like talk over a facsimile. You don't know what a facsimile is, but that's the best source you can get. It has a copy of the book. So I don't know what to tell y'all. Y'all gonna pick strange history over the actual facsimile, but go off. I'm good on that. You're incorrigible at that point.
Sometimes people do know the facts, but they pretend like they don't know the facts just because they want to be right. And for me, that is poor reasoning, so to speak. Just because you want to be right, even though you know the information, you're still going around it and creating an argument over nothing. That it doesn't make sense to me. And Cosmo, we've had this argument the last time. You were talking about Columbus and all these things and the Indians, and yet you're here saying exactly what I was saying in that time there. But it's okay. Go ahead. We all learning, so it's all good. Carry on.
It's funny that you can even remember the last time we talked the way I beat you up. You dig what I'm talking about? I'm surprised your jaw ain't still wired up. You need to put some ice on that thing because your head still seems real swole. Now, let me get to my source real quick because they was talking. I heard earlier. Let me blow this up. They was talking earlier about a Siberian crossing, right, and into America. I just want to show you that that's been debunked. Right now, let science show further that modern Native Americans could not have come to North America during the Younger Dryas or the Beringia Bridge. Right? Watch this. This is from history.com. Right? New study refutes the theory of how humans populated North America. Hold on, let me go up a little bit. I just want to show it. All right, because they'll say I'm trying to. Right? A new study, watch this. Hold on. A new study has challenged the popular theory that the first Ice Age humans who migrated to the North America arrived by land bridge connecting Siberia to Alaska. Now, mind you, this is from 2023, right? So we've been bringing this info out a while. You dig what I'm talking about? Archaeologists, hold on. Let me scoot it over a little bit. Right? This is from the whatchamacallit. Let me hide that. Okay. Archaeologists' studies have found that human colonization of North America by the so-called Clovis culture dates back more than 13,000 years. And recent archaeological evidence suggests that the people could have been on the continent 14,700 years. That's 12,700 years ago. We just proved this date, right? Now, this is out of a debate that I had, and possibly even several millennia before that. The conventional thought has been that the first migrants who populated the North American continent arrived across the ancient land bridge from Asia. Once the enormous Calderian and Laurentide ice sheets receded to produce a passable corridor nearly 1,000 miles long that emerged east of the Rocky Mountains in present-day Canada. So what they're saying is they walked from Siberia all the way to Alaska and all that, down to the other side of the the Rocky Mountains into the Midwest with no food, no drinkable water, no plants. You dig what I'm talking about? No murk, right? Nearly a corridor nearly 1,000 miles long that emerged east of the Rocky Mountains in present-day Canada. That is the theory, right? Hold on, let me go down. But evolutionary geneticist S.K. Willerslev, however, believed there was one aspect of the conventional theory that required further investigation. He says, and I quote, "What nobody has looked at is when the corridor became biologically viable, says Willerslev, director of the Center of Geogenetics at the University of Copenhagen. When could they have actually have survived the long and difficult journey through it? Look what he says. The bottom line is that even though the physical corridor was opened by 13,000 years ago, that's 11,000 years ago, there's people already here in America. We just proved that with Lucia. Anyways, it was several hundred years after 11,000. This is after the Younger Dryas. You dig what I'm talking about? That it was several hundred years before it was passable to use it. Willerslev says that means that the first people entering what is now the U.S., Central, and South America must have taken a different route. Whether you believe these people were Clovis or someone else, they simply could not have come through the corridor as long claimed. In a word, that's a bag drop. The theoretical Beringia crossing of Native Americans, debunked. So however you believe they got here, they didn't get here through that thing.
So your article doesn't say that. God, y'all got to stop doing this. I have your article, and I'm going to finish reading. No, what it's saying is that they actually don't know how the first Americans got here, the first humans in America got here. They don't know. But I already told you earlier that humans already came across the Pacific from the bottom of South America. We can see that in Lucia. I told you that already. So it doesn't say the land bridge wasn't used. This article does not say that. It just says at the time they say that humans came across that land bridge, it was unfeasible. But it was used later on. The Clovis people used it. Bro,
well, then that means they from somewhere else.
So
they're not American.
The theory is not debunked. They don't know how the first people got here. You gonna let me finish? I did not talk over you the whole time you were doing your BS. But now that I'm talking and debunking what you're saying, because you read half of it, you cherry pick the source and you F it up so it can make you sound like you're proving your claim and not catch you in the lie. Now you want to talk over me. You can't do that.
Okay, go ahead.
So it's talking about DNA in the core examples. So what they're really doing is rebuilding what it looked like 13,000 years ago. Because remember, you have ice sheets. They're like a mile high. You feel me? Because this is during the last ice age that we get first humans here. So there's scientists that already know that they probably came from the Pacific. That's how they get the Decinovan admixture in Native Americans. But it doesn't say that people that came from North America, from Siberia, did not cross the land bridge. So that still sticks. The theory still sticks, okay? The timeline, which be the model of the theory, y'all do this with the out of Africa theory too, might change. And the land bridge might not be the first entrance, but it was an entrance. So don't say that. If you continue reading, it'll tell you that. So they say, while later groups may have used the passageway across the land bridge between Siberia and Alaska, the study's authors say the first humans in North America likely migrate along the Pacific coast. But we already know that, and I said that earlier, although it's still not known exactly how. Okay? So that's what you should have read all the way to the end. That's what y'all get for nitpicking and cherry picking a freaking source. I can't stand when y'all do that. You got to read all the way through. And this is at the last 4 paragraphs of the whole article in your same article from history. You got to stop it. So share my screen so you can see what I'm talking about.
No.
I want you to share. No, I'm not. I want you to share my screen, please, so I can show you what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna go back to this. It don't matter.
Can somebody share my screen? So we're going to go all the way down. Where'd you stop at? You stopped in here where they could not have press it, but you got to go all the way past this beautiful picture right here to here. It's the second to the last paragraph. While later groups may not have used the passageway, may have used the passageway across the land bridge. It says may have, bro. I misspoke. May have used the passageway in the land grid. The study authors say the first human in North America likely migrated along the Pacific coast. But we already know that. 2023 source would be the route taken by our first humans coming for America is still unknown. Much evidence points to the Pacific coast. Well, we been knew that. I know Sean's killed you a couple times. Any rat, Abu Killer Sean on that? Because he knows genetics and DNA really good when it comes to the Clovis people. But the article also says that there's people before the Clovis people. And they probably didn't take that route. But Clovis people took that route. So you got to stop lying on the article.
Well, that means Clovis people are, listen, let me debunk everything she said, because what she just admitted to is that even these niggas who the Clovis would have been migrants to America. They not Americans. They not the copper colored people who was already here. And then what she put up my source again.
And that's trash.
What she failed to hold
after
on.
10,000 years, when you go through adaptive mutation,
I didn't talk during your
and
time.
your haplogroup changes, you become indigenous to the place
double
you
standard?
are.
I ain't talked during your time.
Not a double standard.
Because
it's science.
What the source actually said.
Sorry, I'm talking to the wrong person.
Right. Now it's a double standard, right? Because what she said, the source didn't say that they couldn't have that they didn't come through the past. It does say exactly that. It says exactly that. Let me show you the source again.
I just showed it.
Hold on, show my source again. Show my source because you did what I'm talking about. These people don't read well and they don't comprehend what they be reading well, right? Because it actually says, listen, in the same source she just brought up, in the same source she just brought up, look what it actually says. It says,
lying. That's why I told you the timeline
in the
changes.
same source. Because she didn't show us that they did come through the thing. He's saying we never talked about the Pacific route.
I want you to read it. It says they didn't at that
it's
time.
It's a theory, but what they know for. Be quiet for a second.
Scientific theory. God,
I know you triggered. I know it hurt.
You know what a scientific theory is?
Juju, let him finish. Juju.
I know it hurt.
Let him finish.
Because she get in school right now. Because see,
what
it says actually in there, it says, whether you believe like Juju that these people were Clovis or someone else, someone else.
Juju, why are you doing them like that?
Yeah, hey, look.
I've been on them all night about talking to you.
I want to show it in the book.
I'm just sticking to the science. I'm just sticking to the science and what it actually says. Right? We not twisting up no words and make believing that it don't say what it actually say. It actually says, whether you believe like this sister that these people were Clovis or someone else, they they could not have come through the corridor as she is claiming. And any other person who is backing this theory. Now, in a second, bystanding thing. Hold on, listen. In this document, right, that I showed, they're not studying whether they came on the Pacific route or not. They're guessing. What they're saying is about the Pacific route, or they don't know how they got there. What they are saying is, we know for a fact, however they got here, it wasn't during this land bridge. That's what it actually says. Right? And I ain't got to chop up nothing. And this was from a debate, so this is out of a doc. You dig what I'm talking about? I've been doing this for years, not just looking up on Google. You dig what I'm talking about? Reading up your little sources. I know this stuff off the top of my head. So whether you believe that these people is Clovis or someone else, and then on top of that, what that proves is these Native Americans, whoever, Luzio, and all these, the rest of these niggas migrated here. But there are already a people here. The only idea that says there was no people in America is the Catholic dumb diverses. and is the doctrine of discovery and what's called Novo Terra. Look that up. Novo Terra means new land. They gave you the idea that there was nobody here. And then when science proved that there were millions of people here, they said, well, we killed them off with disease. Huh? No, you pencil whip these people, right? It's called paper genocide. You renamed, reclassified, whooped on these people, warred against them for hundreds of years. Right? And then every time you could, without they knowledge, you changed their status. You changed the American Indian to a mulatto, to a colored, to a black, to a Negro, to an African American. You dig what I'm talking about? None of them earlier names had in a free person of color. You dig what I'm talking about? We done had so many goddamn names. You dig what I'm talking about that was applied to our people? You dig what I'm talking about to hide the true history of the Indigenous American. And don't y'all never take nobody word for
So
anything.
I got a question. So they wasn't dispelled
I
from
have
their
a question
land and
too.
put into bondage, like the prophecies say?
Can I respond to him first?
I said they wasn't
Can I
cast from
respond
their
to the
land.
principle?
American Indians got caught up in bondage too.
No, I'm talking about the prophecies out the Bible that the Hebrews be talking about, that cast from their land and put in bondage.
I'm not following. Go ahead.
Never mind. Go ahead, Juju.
Share my screen, please.
I'll stop. My bad. There you go.
I'm gonna try to blow this up for you. Is that bigger for y'all? This is the same article. Let me see what it looks like over there. This is where he stops.
Hey, can I go up there, Issa?
Yep.
He says, this is where he stops at. This one sentence, where you believe these people were Clovis or something else, they simply could not have come through the corridor as long claimed. Okay? Now, while it's on,
that a people preceded the Clovis.
Can you be quiet? You got to be quiet. So it goes, there is a compelling evidence that Clovis was preceded by an earlier impossible separate population. But either way, the first people to reach the Americans in the Ice Age times would have found the corridor itself impossible. Okay?
Impassable.
So,
not impossible, impassable. That means they couldn't get past.
Thank you for the correction. Now you got it. Can you shut up? Can you shut up? While later groups may have used the passageway across a land bridge between Siberia and Alaska, the study's authors say the first humans in North America likely migrated along the Pacific coast, although it is still not known exactly how. The route taken by the first humans come to America is still unknown, but much evidence points to specific. We can keep going. I came to the end of the article.
Hadouken.
Silly, man. Oh, man. Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's the end of it. But it doesn't say that nobody used the land bridge. That's what it doesn't say.
Was you going to show us the meaning of Gullah?
Doesn't say that nobody does not use the land bridge, though. Doesn't say that. It just says the first people who came over.
Years later, they do. We're not debating that. Thousands and thousands of years later.
That's fine. That's fine. But
they
also said that it wasn't.
Us. They not like us.
So it's a history journal. If you can find me, history.com is not a scientific journal either. And until this is becomes a scientific journal entry and accepted by the consensus, then it's just a theory. Simply a theory.
Once upon a time, all of
The
us
reason
were
why, come on, bro.
Stop. Let it
The
finish.
reason why they left Siberia in the first place is because it was uninhabitable. So when all the animals and the food leaves, humans follow. They go where the animals go because there's no food, no water. That's just how it works. Just as how it works. So
like
if you read this,
they not
the
like
Clovis dates more back 3,000 years, and recent archaeological evidence says people in this country now 14,700 years, and possible even several millennia before that. But you would have to have a consensus to say that's what happened. So this is one group of research. It doesn't mean that this was established in science.
I like
it.
That's
Sounds
well.
good.
Once upon a time,
but you're not saying it's not true. You're just saying it's
saying it's possible. I mean, they did good research. What they did is they took DNA samples and they reconstructed that area during that particular time period. And what they're saying is, how could they travel that long distance with no animals and no trees and no plants? It would be impassable, like he said. So that's what they're saying. But who knows? Who to say they didn't have food with them or some type of source? Because they traveled from Siberia. That's still a long way. It's a nice little way.
They tracing animals.
I'm sorry?
It's the queen getting here real quick. It's the queen. Did you have any questions, comments, thoughts on anything you've heard so far?
I did, but then it sounds like the question I had, I don't think that's what the topic is. So I'm going to hold it on to it. Y'all keep on going.
No, it don't matter. Whatever the topic is.
Yeah, because it kind of sounded as if, you know, a piece of this argument has something to do with basically saying that people didn't migrate here and they kind of just sprung up here. And I could have been wrong when I heard that, but it sounds like that's what's trying to be said a little bit.
Yeah, they're basically saying that there was an indigenous population here before who they thought was the oldest.
Nah, the question, I had an initial question. It was, do they think Africans crossed the Atlantic before Columbus? And the question was for everybody, but it was more so for Juju. And then it got into an issue of, well, did Native Americans cross the Atlantic before Africans and Europeans? So it went kind of to the wayside.
Your boy brought that up.
I don't think it went to the wayside. We were just showing that it was possible, and that before the idea of Europeans coming to America, Americans had already made it to Europe. That's all I was showing. I'm not saying that, you know, that there wasn't no way possible that Africans could have got here from Northern Africa. There is a tale about the big brother of Mansa Musa, Abu Bukhari, supposedly coming over here, but we don't see them as a maritime, historically as a maritime power. You dig what I'm talking about? And they're centrally located in the desert. But you dig what I'm saying? There is stories, right? We've gone on to further research. They showing that the story of Abu Bakr through the Mali King and all that stuff is actually not a true historical story. But the story is there nonetheless. You dig what I'm saying?
There's also a little bit of evidence as well when it comes to ancient Kemet and South America. I believe that it was like gold found in South America that was indigenous of the African gold, and in vice versa. There's cocaine mummies. If you ever Google cocaine mummies,
Yeah,
there's
we brought
mummies
that
with
up. They
a
brought that up.
specific a branch of cocaine on that comes from South America. So there is evidence of some type of exchange between these two peoples. Now, are they written? I don't think there's any written evidence found, though.
Right. Let me address it and let me bring things back full circle. There's a lot of evidence. It's not contemporarily in text as far as the Native Americans documenting that from a textual inscription standpoint. But again, that's why I brought up the 12 contemporary explorers who documented witnessing Black people in America, and then they documented the description that was like they were like Malians. They were like the people from ancient Mali or Mali
They look
that
like
they
niggas.
were.
They look like us.
Right, but specifically they look like Malis. I brought up those 12 explorers. You have Lopez de Camora. You have a lot of other people other than Christopher Columbus who document this finding. And then again, you have Barbara Sizemore, who was the first African American head of a major city school, first African American female. And then obviously you have Ivan Van Sertima. And then you have Thor Heyerdahl, who he did an experiment. He had Africans build a boat that was similar to the reed boats. And then oral tradition is a primary source of evidence. It's not literal, but the Arabs documented this primary source of evidence when Mansa Musa made his pilgrimage to Egypt. So the Arabs documented that primary source, which is an oral tradition about his relative, his predecessor, going to the Atlantic before Columbus. So there's a lot of evidence surrounding that, and I just wanted to know what you guys think as far as that.
Yeah, also I would say that there's books that also state that there was Europeans that went to America and found South America, to be precise, and found tribes that were in South America that were exactly the same tribes doing the same things that were over there in Africa. So, I mean, that is evidence in itself, but please carry on.
Who
I'm
wrote
just
that?
interjecting.
Who wrote that? Can you give us the source of that? What you're talking about, Cujo? Who wrote that? The Vikings?
No, not at this point in time, but yeah. Hold on, I got a call. Let me just
Yeah, I'm saying we surgical with this, man. Can you give us who
Hey,
wrote
OTK,
that?
I'm about to take 15 minutes, man. You hosting.
All right, damn. Now I got to be on.
Now I can finally get my break, man.
Yeah.
Now you can cut in all you want, baby. I'm gonna give you 20 minutes. Go ahead.
Nah, only person I ain't gonna cut in on is no woman. I let them speak. Y'all already know I'm protective of a woman. I don't care who they is. Y'all men, I want y'all to know that, man. When it come down to women, man, let them go ahead and get it out. But shout out to It's a Queen, man. Peace to you, goddess.
Peace to you.
Yeah, man.
How's everybody?
What up,
Hey,
y'all?
we good. Hey, Juju, great conversation, Juju. I learned some things from you tonight. I ain't gonna lie to you, Juju, and I hope you learn some things too, from us. You know, whether you agree with it or not, it's the point of just knowing that that type of information is out there, because it's a lot of information that we wasn't privy to back in the past that we are privy to now. And shout out to everybody who's doing the research that's helping this information come out. He's sitting there, you looking like Chief Kofachecki, niece. From the Mississippian culture. You look just like Chief Kofachecki, them boys, and and Tuscaloosa and all of them boys. You don't even know about your own Mississippian culture. They not Africans, man. They're not Africans. Somebody has said something earlier about was Cujo getting us this source that we can pull up to say about these people coming in South America per se or whatever like that. And I hope it ain't a Viking source or a Nordic source. But while he's finding that, somebody has said something earlier about I think it was you, Juju. You was talking about they was following the animals. And that's how they came across it. That's a theory that they could have been following the animals. So now, what about this theory? We know that animals migrate back to where they originally come from during a certain time of the year, correct? During a certain time of the season. So could these animals been coming back home to where they originally been from?
How they gonna come back after the bridge done melted? They gonna float back to Siberia?
No, because we can see during a certain time, you know, we know that it's a bunch of places in the Pacific Ocean that's below sea level now that wasn't below sea level during a certain time period, if you want to deal with science.
What's below sea? Below sea level is not the same as the sea being
Well, they're underwater. They're
like,
underwater today. My bad. They're underwater today.
So that's
but
not
they
below
wasn't
sea level.
underwater back in the past. Yeah, my bad. Let me correct myself. They're underwater now.
Right, and I
because
agree.
of catastrophic events. Right. Go ahead.
Because of the ice melting.
No. So you're saying when the ice melted, that's how the water level became higher than some lands? So you saying
We have
that,
ice
that's why it
shelves.
wasn't no bridge no more? Right. Well, go ahead.
No, I'm not talking about then. I'm talking about now. You have ice shelves still melting because of global warming. So the sea level is at an all-time high. So I don't know what you're talking about. But back then, the specific, particularly, there is doing the ice age. That's why I said earlier that some came from the south by the route of the Pacific. We know that.
So the whole
I don't deny
that whole ocean over there
because
is the Pacific. Whether you north or south, all of that is the Pacific, though, right?
Let me finish.
Correct? Okay.
Let me finish. No. On that side, because if you go to Costa Rica, you can see it well. On one side is the Pacific, on the other side is the Atlantic. They're not the same all the way around. The Drake Passage, which is below, is still considered part of the Atlantic. I don't know.
No,
I
You're
swim,
talking
and I
about
like
another
boats.
side of the word now. We was talking about the Siberian and the Beringia Bridge. We're talking about that side of the Pacific.
No,
all of that
what
is
you
the
were
Pacific
talking about
Ocean,
was
correct?
recently. No, what you were talking about is today. Okay,
No,
that's what
I
I'm
wasn't,
talking about. You
Juju.
said the sea. Yes, you don't listen. You too busy trying to kill me. You're not listening. You're talking about that the sea levels was lower today, and I said, huh?
No.
I said the ice melting. The sea levels are higher today, bro. Okay, I can't even.
No, what I apologize if that's what you got out of what I was saying, but what I was talking about was animals migrating over here through the Siberian or through
And I said,
Beringia.
how would they migrate back when the bridge is melted? I said that. Now go ahead.
And I said, okay, and that's when I made the mistake and I said something about sea level. And that's when I corrected myself and I said, well, these lands are underwater now. You say, yeah, because of the ice melted, that's why they are underwater now.
You still brung up now. I was talking about now. Thank you. Continue.
Okay, because we're looking at the area today, not 13,000 years ago or 16,000 years ago. We're looking at what we see today.
I'm just following your
That's
conversation
yes,
better
ma'am.
than you're
Yes, ma'am.
following it.
Okay, but is all of that the Pacific Ocean though? Yes
All
or
of
no?
what? All of what?
All of that water land mass between California today and what they would call the Philippine Islands or Asia today, is that the Pacific Ocean that you got to cross on that side from the West Coast? Is all of that considered the Pacific Ocean?
I don't know. You tell me.
Damn. Disingenuous at its best. God damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
I'm not going to sit here and answer a whole bunch of dumbass questions. You can tell me if this is specific. Maybe I'll agree.
No. So that whole ocean landmass over there from the top to the bottom, from where they would call Beringia, all the way down to the bottom of South America, Argentina, to the bottom and the backside of Central America, Mexico, and all of that is considered the Pacific Ocean until you get into the Gulf. That's where you start seeing the mixture of the Pacific and the Atlantic start bumping at right there in the Gulf. And then on the other side of Argentina, that's when you see the Indian Ocean comes into play at. The Atlantic is on the top of South America. All right. So that whole ocean over there on the other side of Cali, if you want to take a boat or a plane from Cali straight to the Asian countries, Japan, China over there, that is the Pacific Ocean. That's what I'm asking you. What is that body of water called that you got to cross to go that way?
What's your point?
I know the Antarctica starts something like that, or the Arctic Ocean starts a little bit above Beringia, or either the Antarctica Ocean, whichever one starts above Beringia. So what I'm telling you is, you said, now you made a good point. You said that the ice melted and that's why the lands are underwater today. I said below sea level and you corrected me and said it's a difference. So I take that correction. So I was just saying about the animals. They're migrating back over here because it was during the time where it was land masses connected. That's underwater today. Could that been a theory too? Could that be a theory, like the animals was coming back and that's why the people was following the animals coming back home?
I doubt it. Highly doubt
Okay.
it.
Bet. No problem. I was just asking that question.
What I was talking about is the migration of people from that side to the Americas. And we know that some of them came from the Pacific Ocean to the south of South America. And because the water level is so low, there were small islands. They can go from island to island and island until they reached us. That's what the hell I was talking about. I don't know what you were talking about. And I don't know why you're quizzing me. What you're going to do is stop quizzing me. If you want to have a conversation, we're going to have that. But I'm not in class and I'm not finna be in class. So don't quiz me. If you don't know something or you think you know, just say it. That's some dumb stuff there.
Juju.
I'm not doing that.
I apologize.
Yes, insulting.
Okay, I apologize.
Whatever. You know exactly what you're doing.
I never thought you. Stop it. I'm
good.
That stage.
It's been a fun night. Y'all got to learn how to get applicable sources though, because Gemini ain't it. It's different than using a tool and validating it with a source than going to hell with it. But y'all have a great night. Shout out to Titans Debate League. Not all books are accurate. Anybody can write a book. You can write a book and put it on Amazon right now, and your book would not be accurate at all.
So all
you don't even pronounce Wale correctly is what we found out tonight.
Sources that y'all are accurate.
So only back over here later.
Are accurate.
Enjoy your conversation.
Damn, so only the pseudo killer sources are accurate, y'all. That's what Juju was saying. Wow.
Juju
We
didn't
don't
say
know
that.
how to research now. We don't know how to research. We don't know how to study now. So they telling you any book you pick up, anything you read, throw that shit away. You got to start with Wikipedia. And then Wikipedia take
and
you
then
to
believe
the
what they
next
say
place.
about it.
And believe what they say about it. That's crazy
Well, let
work.
me
Now,
address
we
that
just
real
heard that.
quick.
Go ahead.
Let me address that real quick because while she's
Let's pause the noise for a second because if you're still here right now, you're already different. Not everyone gets this. Not everyone understands real debate, real scholarship, real intellectual smoke. But you do. This is Coliseum of Arguments. This is Titans Debate League. And what happens here doesn't survive on algorithms. It survives on the people who believe in it. When you support through Cash App, you're not just donating. You're fueling the arena. You're the reason we can bring in high-level guests. You're the reason we keep unbiased judges. You're the reason these debates stay sharp, fair, and uncompromised. This platform is built by thinkers, sustained by supporters, protected by the ones who know value when they see it. If this show has ever sharpened your mind, has ever entertained you, or has ever challenged what you thought you knew, then Cash App is how you say, keep this going. Not everyone contributes, but the ones who do, they're part of what makes this real. Coliseum of Arguments, Titans Debate League, powered by the people who get it.
My heart is bleeding in a pool of blood, I'm drowning. Yeah. My heart is bleeding in a pool of blood, I'm drowning. I look in the mirror now.
Attention all debate fans. You've been watching, you've been arguing, you've been picking sides. But now it's time to level up. From this point forward, all debates on this platform are going members only. That means the hottest clashes, the wildest arguments, and your favorite personalities going head to head will only be available to subscribers. You want real scholarship, you want the smoke, you want the unfiltered action, then don't get left outside looking in. Sign up today for as low as $3.99 and get full access to every debate, every moment, every knockout argument. This is Titans Debate League, where legends are made and debates get real. Join now or miss out.
Questions. Can I ask what we hate each other for? See, I'm just asking. You got that passion to see your sister go. I wanna see that woman stand, you leave her on the floor. Let's try to gain some understanding before you go to war. Your spirit pour deja vu, I've seen this before. Time after time played in my mind, I can't take no more. I did the crime. Cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, death is an illusion, homie, so I ain't never worried. Just ever ready, the flow's colder than February, anybody can get it, I'm hotter than the Serengeti. Yeah, back in the day, quick to shoot the heady, catch you a fade and do you dirty in my little pennies, ready. Snatch for love, hit a nigga with a crossover. Plenty receipts, my homies duly not at all sober. LeBron James of the motherfucking rap game, crack cocaine, come and whip you up a batch, man. I'm with the shits, knowledge is dollars, niggas, I'm rich. You won't find a product bigger than this. Downloaded it to my conscience, been bodying ever since. Right now it's starting to make sense. I bless it since the adolescent, been practicing, manifesting and stretching out to the heavens and leveraging energy vectors in several directions. I've been in the trenches with multi-dimensional vision. I ain't superstitious, but just for the record, I don't care if you respect it, nigga, fully invested. I don't care if you a legend, my appearance a blessing, appearance a blessing. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. Ain't no telling will I live or I die. Wish upon a star has a gaze upon the sky. Looking at the world and I see clear. So it makes sense, I don't want to be here. She move her body like a shaman. All in my head, so much in common. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it. If this ain't love, then I don't want it. She move her body like a shaman. All in my head, so much in common. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it. If this ain't love, then I don't. See, I've been looking for a while. One who compliments my style. Then who's pheromone so irresistible, it drives me wild. She ain't got no time to flex. Way too blessed to be here stressed. Ain't compatible with low vibrations, nothing like the rest. No, I don't know nobody. Nobody. When you get down, just want you to be around. Come close to me, baby. She move her body like a shaman. All in my head, so much in common. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it. If this ain't love, then I don't want it. She move her body like a shaman. my head so much it coming. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it. Just say love that I just wanna see you smile. Keep my number on the dial. I anticipate and cannot wait until you come around. Cause I just wanna take you home. Seal the deal and set it stone. You should never be alone. You with me, with me, with me. I don't know nobody when you get down. Get down. Just want you to be right. Come close to me, baby. She move her body like a shaman. All in my head, so much it coming. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it. Just say love and I don't want it. She move her body like a shaman. All in my head, so much it coming.